You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
The second shot.
Be perfect.
Talking to it. Oh, Filippo Celli hooping it.
Did he say be perfect? And it literally was.
Harry Hall's only just on the course. By the looks of it. 30-17. What's he got here? Oh, did you see where he landed that? Yeah, it's quite cute, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. No way. Very good.
You realize how difficult it is to put this thing together. That ball is also ripped to right. Did Beatty do it? Yes, this time it's over, and Brett Beatty has left the yard. 3-1. Noah Alvarez gets into one to left. Marsh looks up, and that one crawls into the seats. Weaver, and that ball is smoked left field and deep, and this one is out of here. Trey Turner, touch him all time.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah, one to the play-by-play.
Ay.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
Guessing there aren't a lot of highlights, huh? Over there, Liquidy?
Not so much.
No.
Spent a lot of time on the first round of the British Open there.
It's very short. No, you didn't want to include any Thor Ragnarok or anything else you were watching today, little buddy?
Oh, that would have been awesome.
No.
Why not?
No. Shane, that is the worst. I mean, Dark World, there were...
Dark World's the worst one. No, I'm going to take it back. The fourth one's the worst one.
Ragnarok
which doesn't even count.
I agree.
Is that the one
Love
with,
and Thunder's the worst.
Was that the comedy with the lady, with the girl?
With Natalie Portman. Well, Natalie Portman's in the first.
Yeah, that
one
was
also,
that.
but
You're right. That wasn't good either.
Love and Thunder's terrible.
They made it. It was like a bit.
Yeah, I agree with Shane, actually, which, hurts me.
You think Ragnarok is the best?
Ragnarok's the best one, yeah, by far. It's Ragnarok, first one.
The first one's better than Ragnarok.
That's not true. Dark World, and then Love and Thunder. You just don't like any of the humor.
We agree.
It's so painful for him.
He said,
Dark World is far and away the worst.
Love and Thunder is the worst. Love and Thunder's awful. It's one of the worst. That's one of my most disappointed walking
Love
out
and
of a
Thunder
movie.
was awful. You went to the theater for that?
Yes, because I loved Ragnarok, and so I was like, all right, let's go. We'll go see Love and Thunder. And it was, I think, the last Marvel movie I've seen in a theater. I was so disappointed.
You just cut them off?
I was like, listen, this phase 4 crap is not working. I'm out.
I don't know. Wait a minute. What did time out? Hold the phone.
Oh.
Hey, you banners. What did Ken do? Action Jackson. Wait, what? What does that mean?
He said he'll tell you later.
Oh.
Must have been bad. Must have been bad.
From Ken? And Ravi and Austin didn't even smile.
Yeah.
He's never serious.
Yeah, must have been bad.
Okay, Action Jackson. No problem. I'm going to trust you on that one. I can't even get eye contact. He's kind of being a jerk this morning, too. We good? Are we good? I can't ask a question without you being all serious. You got your
sorry, I'm just working. No, I'm just putting the pre-show stuff together. So, yeah.
God, he gives me some Sautter vibes sometimes when I ask him to do something. Oh, I'm just working. Sorry.
That's the meanest thing you could ever say to me.
I'm on my 27th hour in a 24th day, 24-hour day. I just biked 27 miles because I want my 4-pack back.
Listen, he drove to work today. I saw him.
I know.
I was right behind him, actually.
Hey, how about the downside to opening up camp the last couple of days? D-Hop got my parking spot both days.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a little conversation with him.
No.
Yeah.
No, he was sending out his message of the day. He was very, very in tune with typing. I could just see his head down on his phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday might have been the Lord is my shepherd day. It doesn't seem like a cut and paste guy. I think he's pretty much typing.
Does he
I said, D, good morning.
He's
like, hey, Damon.
What's he send out every day?
Usually a scriptural message.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I assumed it was food related.
No, it usually is.
I mean, it's a fair assumption, right? Like,
God, how about is Hurrdat one everywhere now on TikTok, or is it my algorithm?
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
They're everywhere. Can't stop them.
Can only hope to contain them.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Who was that first set about? Can't stop them, can only hope to contain them. Was that Jordan?
That's the first time I remember it, but it may have been before that. But that's my reference for it is Jordan.
Shane, do you remember the sports announcer who uttered the phrase? Oh, geez, awkward.
No.
I thought Shane might talk there, but nope.
I thought you were going to rephrase it. again.
I'm trying to figure it out. Can only hope to Who said that? Can't stop him, can only hope to contain him. It was 2005? No, it wasn't.
No, it definitely happened before then.
Who said it?
Okay, so it seems like it was a Dan Patrick's like catchphrase on ESPN. So it may have been like highlights, not a broadcast.
It's also a reference to the Blob. It's from originally that movie. I don't know if maybe they meant it that way, but it was first said in that movie.
Like the Carpenter movie, The Blob?
Yes.
Oh.
You can't hope to stop it. You can only or you can't hope to contain it, or whatever the phrase is. It was said in that movie first.
That would be very Blob-ish.
What
that was Shane Carpenter. That was early 80s.
88?
No, there's been a couple of remakes.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the John Carpenter one. I believe it's 88. It's Kevin Dillon. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 88.
Okay.
So that'd have been Jordan era.
Yeah, and there's my man. He said 1990s Dan Patrick is correct, because that would have been Jordan.
Yeah, I was just saying, I associate it very much with Michael Jordan.
Wait, Juan, I'm just gonna. This isn't even a hot take. I am 10,000 times nicer than Ravi. Like, I don't even know why you would be afraid. He goes, I'm scared if I ever met DB, he will roast me, unlike Ravi, who was so kind. There couldn't be anything more.
I've met one. I was very kind.
Anything more false than that?
Right.
Shane's biased because I'm mean to him. But ask Austin or Rico. I'm very nice to Austin and Rico.
Like met me like for the like.
I'm very nice to Austin and Rico.
No, that's about it.
That's not true. I'm nice to you.
No, I mean, barely.
I'm nice to you off air.
It has to be like dog related or some sort of advice, because it's just not flowing freely and naturally.
That's not true. There wasn't any advice. I took Micah to the barber once.
Yeah. Well, that's because you like him.
As an extension of you.
That's not
it's a little true. Oh, I ran into Jay and Zoe the other day.
Where?
I was just I didn't like talk to him, but I was like driving through the parking lot and they're just walking across the street and Jay just kind of double takes and I was like, oh, hey.
What?
Yeah. I was driving it was Wednesday. I was over in L Street Marketplace.
I don't even know what Wednesday was.
And I was driving through, and I think I either just picked up lunch or I don't remember what I was doing, but I was driving through that stretch where it's like Target, Petco.
Yeah.
And
Are you a big Five Below guy?
No. I've been in a few times, but it's not like a.
What was over there for you? Market World? Is Market World open? I see it, but there aren't always a lot of cars. Is that open?
As last I knew, yeah. Natasha likes they have like little food items in there that she likes, like random from different countries and stuff.
Really?
And so like
World Market. Is it World Market?
Yeah, it's not like a grocery store. Like there's lots of different things in there, but some of the stuff they have is like
is there alcohol in there?
I think so.
I need to Google. Action Jackson, are you kind of, as we're talking, I know you're busy working, but what does World Market bring to the table?
I Googled it. They do have wine, beer, and spirits, it says.
Okay, because I think that's on the door.
Yeah, I think they've got, I've seen, we usually go at Christmas because they have a lot of the different stuff we want to put in like stocking stuffers for the family.
Yeah, on the sign outside of the Omaha store says food and wine,
weird
furniture, and beer and gifts. So that's good.
They have lots of stuff. Like it's a random assortment of things. They have clothes in there. You want me to do it again?
No, I don't.
Uruguay.
short of you. Yeah, that.
No, they have like a really random assortment of stuff. They do have some little like smaller furniture, like stools and chairs and stuff. They've got some clothes. They've got food items. They, like I said, they have alcohol. I thought they did. Just random stuff. A lot of random stuff.
So if I wanted some hard to find foreign something, that's the place to go.
Probably if it's like a prepackaged thing, you're not going to find.
It's not fresh.
Yeah, they don't like sell produce there.
What do you get? Like, I mean, if you get candy from Spain, it's got to be from like 2024, doesn't it? Like, what are we talking about?
Maybe I don't know. I don't know where. I'm not looking at expiration dates or anything. There's like my dad likes a certain type of like shortbread cookie. So they have those there. They just have lots of
doesn't strike me as a big biscotti guy. What else is old Andy eating?
He doesn't eat much. Like he just kind of nibbles.
You say he's a little guy.
Yeah, he's
right?
not big. He's not big. And he's very like health conscious, so he doesn't eat a lot of. He just doesn't eat a lot. I don't think he's hungry most of the time.
Interesting.
We did.
It's just his birthday not too long ago. Did you?
Yeah, I think March, a few months ago.
Okay, so what was the real age? Give or take, plus minus 2.
I think he turned 81 this year. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I think.
Okay, I just asked a lot of questions.
I'm pretty sure it's 81.
Oh boy, it's fine. Corn Raider, listening to the show Monday on the phone speaker in the kitchen. Good for you, Corn Raider. Senior to be daughter walks in. Shane drops fast car drop. What are you listening to? The sports show. She doesn't sound like it. Yeah, that'd be pretty accurate. I mean, at any point, if you catch this show at the wrong time, it's like, what is really going on?
I think that's fair. I also think that's what most people enjoy about it, if I'm being honest. So.
Royce, what a weird pull. They have some really good Italian-made tomato paste and canned tomatoes. I don't know if I would. Somebody would have to send me there for that.
I would never like find that.
I am not. Well, I will say this. I do use tomato paste in my jambalaya. Where else would I use tomato? I have the same tube of fancy tomato paste that I've had for probably 7 months.
Does tomato paste go bad?
No,
I'm not familiar.
And I
know what it is.
I'm also one of those guys that like wipes down the lid so that the top doesn't get sticky.
Sure,
but you put it in like a lot of stuff, like in a lot of Creole dishes, it will call for tomato. I'm certainly not making anything Italian.
Yeah, I think you get some tomato paste. You get some tomato paste in Indian dishes too.
A lot.
I think my dad has had it around at the house before.
Well, for sure, butter chicken.
Yeah. I think it's pretty common in chicken and butter.
I don't remember doing it when I made the masala.
I think it's in tikka masala.
Is it?
I think so.
Well, it's tomato based. I don't know if you'd use tomato paste.
I think you can. I don't know if it's like the recommended, but
guys.
And then curry. I think you use
very particular.
I think you use. Actually, I know you use tomato paste and curry.
Oh, okay, Royce.
What's Royce got?
Okay. Royce is like a day oneer.
Juan says where did it go? He says the hour I listen to is more of a cooking, food review, roast, theoretical session. I'm here for it.
Juan's practically my neighbor. I told you I may. He's a little closer to the water tower. I may walk over there at some point.
He says, Juan, unfortunately, Austin and Rico were both equally endearing. Even as a Knicks fan, Rico surprisingly seemed like a good dude.
Yeah, I told you, like twice a week, it pains me that Rico's actually a decent person. Because I really don't want to like him. He just doesn't give me anything to not.
Even when he does, like, you know, because he'll be kind of a dill hole sometimes. He's like sort of does it in a which one's giving you trouble there? Dill hole?
Seems kind of like a made up.
It kind of is.
I've said dill rod.
I've heard people say dill hole before. I don't really even know what it means. I think you're just kind of combining a couple words so it sounds
offensive.
but it's not actually swearing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the goal there.
All right.
Like jackwagon, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Juan's on a heater this morning. We may need to cut him off. Juan, are you working today? Because it's kind of extra squirrely.
Yeah, that's a little.
You think Juan's working today?
It seems like he says he only gets to watch an hour a day, so I assume he's working. See, Asian Joe's heard a dill hole.
Really?
He says, I haven't heard dill hole since I was in middle school, which
That seems very middle school.
lends me to believe he has heard it before.
It is good to see Asian Joe.
I know he's been in a little bit this week. He's been in off and on.
Good. We're Team Asian Joe.
I've never met Asian Joe, I don't think.
I would doubt it. Asian Joe is like OG.
Yeah, I remember him from the old place, but
I mean, Shane, you got to probably lump Asian Joe into like year 1, 2 OG, right?
Oh yeah, he goes back.
Yeah.
back.
I mean, yeah.
Speaking of Boomer, I had to give your
As in Chris Berman?
yeah, I had to give your broadcast partner a little bit of a hard time yesterday.
Oh, Casey?
Yeah,
What do you do?
because on Twitter he goes, "There's other people watching NFL highlights from the 2000s with Boomer and JT right now, right? This is at like 11 o'clock before I'm going to bed."
Yeah.
And so I just sent him a gif of Danny DeVito going,
No.
"No," and he's like, "You know, you're a sicko like the rest of us." I was like, "Yeah, but like I'm not going to find that." I did say I will occasionally in my head when I'm watching games and somebody like does a juke move, I'll be like, "Whoop!"
Listen, I would say Jess could probably get into the closer percentile. I would say 70% of Kyle's waking hours that he's not actually on air is spent listening to some sort of sports talk or broadcast.
Really?
Yeah. North of 70%. That's pretty much what he does.
All right.
And he's an East Coast guy, so he likes the
he likes the kind of not the shock jock, but kind of the
he likes
traditional
he likes
sports radio personalities.
The volatility.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's where it started.
Yeah. I
Right.
gotcha. No, yeah, it's the what
It's not Wisconsin, Kobe.
Mike and the Mad
I
Dog.
need you to knock it off.
I got a Nebraska jacket on today. See,
I'm one of the weird people that likes that.
I
that
love
script.
this. This is one of my
Is
favorites.
that script or font or what's the proper hey, know it all. Action Jackson. Is the proper term script or font or what is this?
Okay, I might be wrong, but is script when it's in cursive?
I think script specifically is when it's in cursive. That's what I think anyway. So I would say font.
Yeah, I actually strangely like that.
Or typeface, maybe.
Typeface?
Yeah, that's the thing people use sometimes. I don't know what it means, but it sounds like it might work.
Typeface?
Yeah.
So font is when it's a digital file, meaning like a text form. And then script is any type of typography, meaning handwriting.
So that's neither.
No, that would be a font.
That's a font.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Asian Joe also said typeface. Did you say that before or after me, Asian Joe?
Sometimes, Jimmy Neutron, you have to be careful because of all the gum that Ravi keeps in his ear. Sometimes when you say things and explain them, he pretends to not be able to. He doesn't hear so good.
Well, sometimes I just have poor comprehension. Not that I didn't hear you. I just
what?
Poor comprehension.
Oh,
who's got gum in their ears now?
It sounded like you said pork.
No, I said poor comprehension. Not
No, I understand. Now.
pork apprehension. It's a different thing.
It's fine. It's absolutely.
You know what I have today? We've got.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. That's bad KSU uniforms.
Oh, I was gonna say TCU today. I used KSU earlier in the week.
Is that script?
This would be a font. Not handwriting, as you could see. I didn't design this can myself.
Shane, can I go back to something real quick before we actually? Are we
Brought to you
going to
by-
try to set the lineup in the first 10 minutes?
It's fine. It's Friday.
Hey, by the way, good morning. Good morning to you streamers. Good morning.
Everybody knows
Good
who's.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, podcasters, or good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this.
That sounds scripted.
No, I just didn't want to leave them out since you're doing the streamers. I figured I'd get the podcasters.
Oh, hey, good day. Good Friday, podcasters.
It could be any part of the day.
Who
It could be
used to
tomorrow.
say thanks for being a part of your day? Was it Colin Coward?
That's Coward. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, thanks for making us a part of your day.
Yeah, I'm actually one of the weird dudes. That
I
likes
used to
Coward.
listen to Coward a lot. I don't mind him. I don't love him as much now, but back in the day, I didn't mind him.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Liquid, why Ragnarok this morning? And you don't have to like give me the long version. I'm just like curious because that was awful loud.
Like, how did you land on that one?
He was having his own party. He looked like it was like a goddamn choo-choo train, Puff Factory with all this noise. And did I sneak up on you? Because I seem to have startled you.
I kind of got my own game going on over here.
I just want. Can I read a definition for you real quick?
A definition of what?
Typeface.
Yes.
The overarching visual design of a set of letters, numbers, and symbols. I feel like that's appropriate. Typeface. Nailed it. That's typeface. This is typeface. Everybody's typeface. That's all. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh.
Why Ragnarok today, Shane?
I just wanted to listen to the Led Zeppelin song. That's all.
You know you could just listen to the song without watching the movie, right?
I was watching the trailer.
Oh, you were just watching the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that was awful loud.
He was trying to get a immigrant song in there. That's the name of the Led Zeppelin song, immigrant song.
Is that true, Shane?
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's off Led Zeppelin 3.
I'm not making stuff up here.
Listen,
Typeface.
you never know. Can I ask a? This is one of my shower. You've missed like 3 weeks of shower thoughts.
Hot danger.
What did he do now?
He said pork comprehension sounds like the restaurant DB would own that would immediately be under scrutiny by the health inspectors based on things he said on this show.
Damn. Why me?
Well, I'm not going to cook.
I mean, can't you guys make jokes about anybody else? Kobe got one off. Juan got one off. Hot's got one off.
There's plenty of time. It's a long show.
Yeah, I'm not bothering those guys. I have a question, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking about bits and like things that are intentional.
Okay.
And feel free to weigh in on this, Jimmy Neutron.
Or Rico from the heavens.
Wait, is the voice of God, are you there yet? Suave, my little Puerto Riqueño.
He already talked today.
No, he didn't.
Rico, have you talked already today?
I don't remember Rico saying anything.
His kids must be crying or something.
Neutron, do you remember Suave saying anything?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just in my head.
Because it's all in my head. See, that's one of those things you say very convincingly. And I was like, wait a minute.
I'm almost positive he's talked today.
I don't think so.
You want to put 20 on it?
Yes. I'm plus, yeah, free money.
We trust Rico to tell us the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever Rico's back.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'm good for that.
God, $80. It gets me to what I just look at the other
You're getting
day.
closer.
No, I just looked at no free publicity. There's a restaurant that people have kind of been talking about. It's a little lower price point than like high end.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't see anything on the menu that was more than $60, but it looked like a decent restaurant.
Okay.
What
style?
This right here. This is terrible radio, but we don't give away free pub.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we're not on the radio, so it's fine.
Or whatever we do.
This is why people need to watch the YouTube stream so they can see us interacting. They'll be like, oh, DB's writing something down right now. It'll be a second, but we're okay. I think I've been there. I think I went there.
Ah, damn it. I'm down $40. He did talk during Ragnarok. He said it's
I heard my name. What y'all want?
Let's go. You've talked already this morning, right?
Yes, sir.
He did.
All right.
Did. That's really damn. Now I'm down to like chicken.
Chicken.
I mean, that's $40 is like roasted chicken on the menu.
You could get 8 rotisserie chickens from Costco. That's got to make you feel better, right?
I'm not eating 8 rotisserie chickens.
No, but like it'll keep Micah fed for a minute.
Damn, I was at 100 once.
Yeah, you cashed out at 100.
No, I ran this one back. And then you got me.
No, this was the first one. You got to
me
100
back to backs.
The first time we did this, you got to 100 and I cashed you out in New York.
Yep.
So you were at 100 then and you cashed out.
I've cashed out twice.
Yeah, but the second time you got to 100 and fell back down. I think the second time you cashed out at like 80 or 60.
Oh, I must have been taking the boys somewhere.
Yeah, you were. I don't remember where, but it was.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to pay at the at the chain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And I was like, listen, there's some stuff I like there.
I'm like, I'm not paying for this. They had their
You
choice.
cashed out at like 80. Because I think you got to 100. I got
and
you
I
down
covered it by like $3.
You got down to 60, and then you got one more to get back to 80, and you're like, all right, I got it.
40. I can't do anything with 40. Is like in the pork chop section.
You're not getting lamb chops, that's for sure.
No,
love ram chops.
No,
I've been to Marrow. I went to Marrow for. Oh shoot!
Who said that?
I'm an idiot.
Well, your bus is a super struggle.
I went there for brunch one time.
How was it?
Pretty good. It was
the brunch menu actually looked like the best part of
the
menu.
brunch menu looked really good. There was I'm
a big brunch guy.
I am too. I love brunch.
I just don't eat it a ton.
I love I'm a big brunch guy.
I love brunch.
I will try like any brunch menu that looks good. I will try.
You want my first or second shower thought?
First one. Let's go in order.
Okay, so this one's going to take a little longer.
Okay. You do the short one first?
Yes.
Let's do the short one first.
So if I told, like, let's just play word association.
Okay.
Like say, hey, I'm interested in critiquing. I'm into this whole. It's popular to hate on things that
Nickelback or
things that are actually maybe good.
Yeah.
If I came like Tuesday and I was like, hey man, on a humbug, I was bored. I just wanted to go check out old Golden Corral.
Yeah.
And see the quality of food. See what they're hitting for. Any judgment there?
Not really. I will say I've been to Golden Corral recently enough. Like this isn't a thing that I haven't been there since I was a kid. It was a very popular NAIA basketball budget stop.
Yeah.
So like I had my fill of Golden Corral across the Midwest. So like I'm probably good.
Haven't they like upgraded? Aren't they like some of the other like Chili's now? Like it's just better?
I don't know. It's possible. I think the last basketball trip I was on was like 2019 or pre-COVID 2020. So it's been a few years for sure. If they have changed dramatically, I'd be willing to entertain it again, but I will not be the first one through that wall.
Okay.
Judgment.
Any judgment there, Neutron? If I told you you're like, oh, you sat at Golden Corral by yourself? Like I absolutely would.
I think more people should do things by themselves.
I love doing stuff by myself.
Me too.
It's great. And that's not because obviously I like spend time with my wife, but like I'll go to dinner or whatever by myself all the time.
Shane, you have bad food taste. Do I even need to ask you about Golden Corral? You'd probably go to Golden Corral, right?
No, I don't go there.
Okay. All right. I just was curious.
No judgment. If you framed it like that, like if you just came up to me like, I'm going to Golden Corral today, I'd be like, okay. And I would ask for some elaboration. But if you're like, hey, somebody told me they upgraded some stuff, I'm a little curious. I'm going to go check it out. I'd be like, oh, all right, let me know.
Okay, so it's all in the presentation.
Yeah, because if you're just like on a humbug, like need some of that Golden Corral, I'd be like, you okay?
Is the one on 72nd and Crown Point still open?
Oh, I have no idea.
BLT, I would be a big fan of going to the movies by myself too.
I've done that. I don't mind that at all.
All right. So
I'll
Cam,
probably
when are the good times of the day? I kind of want a little breakfast.
Do they do breakfast at Golden Corral?
Yeah, I used to take Caleb there. He was like 9, maybe 10.
I don't think I've ever been there for breakfast. I don't think I've been to Golden Corral for breakfast.
Wait. All right, Joseph, what did he say? He said, literally just had this conversation this morning with folks that like to travel by themselves. Wife was pregnant with our first kid in Creighton. That was 97.
It looks like the one on Crown Point does still exist.
97? Damn. That's a minute ago.
Just a couple. Yeah, it looks like the one on 72nd and Crown Point.
Haas, I definitely would rock with Sizzler. They had the best chicken wings.
We went to Sizzler a few times back in the day.
Sizzler was on 90th and Maple, so it was kind of 88th and Maple, so it was around the corner from our house.
There was one over, I think it was on 144th and Center that we used because that was close to our house where we went to.
I did used to go to that Old Country buffet in that corner.
I love Old Country buffet. That was my spot. Like 132nd and Center.
Yeah.
That was the
144th. Right next to the Japanese Genji.
Yep. It is. I loved that place. I'd go there all the time. Like,
really?
Yeah, that was when I was growing up. That was one of my favorite places to go.
And it's a quick trip if you were over.
Yeah, it was very close to our house. We actually we got to the point where we went there on Thanksgiving when I was growing up because nobody really wanted to cook and everybody wanted different stuff. And so I think it was like out of frustration one time, my mom was like, fine, we're just going to Old Country Buffet because they were open.
Yeah.
And everybody was thrilled to death about it. And so that's just what we did. We did that for probably a decade.
That's not awful.
It was great. Everybody was happy. Nobody had to cook. Nobody was stressed out. Everybody was happy.
Interesting.
And listen, I loved their fried chicken.
Ponderosa was fire.
I loved their fried chicken at Old Country Buffet.
So everybody, not everybody, but a couple. So we did the 7-on-7 at Bell West about a month ago. And there was a couple of, they were a little older, but they were watching their grandson play. And they had just stopped out at Golden Corral right off of.
I would say the one, I think that's the last one I've been to is the one in Bellevue.
It's constantly deep.
Oh, it's always busy. Yeah. Always busy. I'm not denying the value here. I've had my share for sure.
Yeah. I probably haven't had it since mid 2000s. I'd say 08, 09 maybe.
Yeah. Mine's definitely 2019. I mean, you're thinking about,
it's probably 11 because Caleb was 8, maybe 13, maybe 13.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's not terrible.
It was 13.
So I understand the value for sure, but think about, I'm probably going like somewhere between 6 and 10 times per basketball season for like 8 years. So like I'm good.
Okay.
Unless there's been a dramatic change and you're just like, hey, you got to go. These things are fire. I'm probably solid there.
Here's the other one. And I'm just curious if this has affected her brand. Because she's everywhere. And maybe it's just because there aren't any sports going on. But do you think Caitlin Clark is acting like this intentionally? Or she just all of a sudden the last year doesn't know any better? Am I doing too much
Define acting like this for me? Like,
just
what do
the
you mean?
incessant yelling at officials and complaining in press conferences? Like,
I think she's just over it. That's how I've taken it.
I mean, it's out of control. Like
I think she's just over her treatment or how she perceives she's being treated.
But she didn't get kneed in the quad. Like, there's like these slow-mos and instant replay, and she's mad and she's cussing at officials, and I'm just like,
you ever get to a point like, okay, I'm trying to come up with an example here.
Remember when I used to kind of get in trouble? I was like, Iowa Caitlin Clark was fantastic for me. Like, I felt like the demeanor, she said the right amount, if anything at all. Now it's just, and maybe it's because they're cramming the microphone in her face.
I think that's part of it. I also think I'm trying to find a good example here. Like, okay, let's say you've got a teammate, right? And you guys have been cool, and maybe you're not best friends, but you guys are like, have a fine relationship. You're on the same team together. If that teammate did something where you felt like they no longer had your back, your demeanor towards them changes, right?
Yes.
Like, you receive the things they do differently.
Correct.
So this is my theory.
I've got a real life example of that.
I have a couple that maybe have came to mind while I was giving.
Okay, carry on.
But you change everything they do, whether it's an actual slight or not, starts to feel a certain way to you, right? So my theory,
I just have never known her to like whiny.
I think my theory with Caitlin Clark is there was enough transgressions of stuff that really did happen. Like, she gets her ass kicked all the time. And the WNBA doesn't really help her out or protect her or even punish the people that are doing the things for the most part, right? Like,
do you believe that Silver had to call the commish to get the suspension?
I do.
I do too.
It seems like they've been pretty okay with Caitlin Clark getting her ass kicked. And at a certain point, it's not even like a, hey, look at what all I do for the league. It's just like, hey, can I just be treated like everybody else even? Can I get that level of respect? I don't want extra. I don't want special treatment.
I don't know about that. She's one of the 10 best players in the league.
Yes. I would agree. And it would be normal, I think, for her to want special treatment.
Brunson isn't saying, can you treat me like, OG?
The reason I bring this up is because I feel like, as a Steph Curry fan who also has gotten his ass kicked for years, and not gotten a lot of the calls that other people like an SGA does on the perimeter or that a James Harden does on the perimeter, that if I got to the point, like as a Steph Curry fan, where they just called him normally instead of letting him just get beat up, I'd be pretty happy. Like, obviously the goal is, hey, give Curry the same whistle as SGA. That'd be awesome. But if I could even get back to even, that feels like a huge improvement.
So at what point do you guys think the superstar treatment kicks in? Because when young people are really good, I think calls go the other way. It's they can take it. They're better than everybody else.
I think
is that's true, right? Austin, you spend as much time watching some high school. No, I don't know about it. You spend a lot of time watching high school stuff like I do, right? Do you in your head want people to get the benefit of the doubt because they're better than everybody else, or not get the benefit of the doubt?
I'd prefer an even playing field no matter who's playing, but I also understand human psychology, and that's just not how it works.
So when do you think we cross over into superstar treatment? Because we whine about it a ton.
I think it,
and I don't know if it's ever been like that. It starts young. If I'm a kid, I can get any. I won't use me. Andy Woolridge, right? We're in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had to practically murder the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
so,
there was no. It was he's better than everybody.
So you're
else.
going all the way back. I think.
When does it start?
So I think in that example, because I'm guessing he was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else at that time, right?
So isn't that elite level players?
No, I agree. But there's a point when you become a professional outside of like a LeBron James or a Shaq, in which have had, like, Shaq is famously really hard to officiate, right? But there's a point when most people's careers were.
No, Kobe, why is your comprehension so poor? Like, I hate he's very, very good at the linear lowest common denominator. The point is, if you grow up better than everybody else, regardless of, I have to talk slow sometimes, regardless of sport, at what point, if you're still better than your competition, does it flip to superstar treatment?
Yeah. I think typically the people that are really, really good young are physically superior to other people. Typically, right? If you're a superstar in middle school or high school, I think when the physical advantages even out, that's when the superstar treatment starts. Like, even now, Anthony Edwards, more athletic than most people in the NBA. Fair?
Correct.
So I think he gets the short end of the stick sometimes, because physically there are still things that he's better than everybody else at, right? Whereas like an SGA, physically not dominating anyone. And so he starts to get superstar treatment because there's no longer the physical advantage.
Oh, he's still better.
He's better, but physically, like, there is not a physical attribute of him that is an outlier, right? I think when it switches,
you think it's as difficult to officiate AJ Wilson and Clark or Paige Beckers?
No, I don't. I think I would consider those pretty even to officiate. I think the only thing more difficult about Caitlin Clark to officiate is the narrative and story and everything around Caitlin Clark. Like, her reputation makes her harder to officiate. Not even necessarily her fault.
Because she chirps at officials, or because you think she flops?
I think there's multiple things. I think because of how the perception of how she's felt about in the league. I think it starts there.
Interesting.
Because that's the difference between college and WNBA for Caitlin Clark, is the way other players feel about Caitlin Clark. That, to me, is the biggest difference.
So if that's the example, then you think, oh, that's fascinating. You think the league rocks with most of the league because most of the league doesn't like her?
That's the perception I get. Yes.
Okay. I could see that.
I think they're protecting.
If that's your, like,
I think they're protecting.
That's your vantage point.
Yeah, I think they're protecting the majority of the league at the cost of it feeling like Caitlin Clark thinks they don't have her back.
I could see that.
And not even like have her back, like, again, superstar treatment. That's why I said get back to even, because I think, I'm guessing, after some of the things she's gone through, like, she's gotten injured by some of these fouls, right? and at least she has claimed to have gotten injured. I don't know how I'm taking her at face value. If she feels like she's gotten injured because of the way she's been officiated, then she feels like she's not just you don't have her back. You're not even protecting her anymore. So she would, I think, be happy with, hey, just protect me physically the way you do everyone else, and we're cool. But once you're at that point, like, yeah, if I'm in her spot and that's how I see everything that's played out, and I already know a lot of players in the league don't like me because I was labeled the Great White Hope or whatever, not in those words, but basically. And now it feels like you're not. You know,
the funny thing is,
what's that?
She's way good though.
That's the problem. She's actually good.
She's actually good.
There is when Kelsey Plum or old girl that's with New York that was with Oregon, I can't remember.
Ionescu.
Yeah, Ionescu. When they first got in the league, they got the crap beat out of them as well, but it just wasn't as big of a media spectacle because it was kind of the miniature version of, nobody really said it, but the Great White Hope of the WNBA. And they were great scorers and great at doing all of these things. And they got the shit beat out of them when they first got to the league.
Kelsey Plum's not biracial? That's just the look?
That's just how she looks.
I really don't know.
I trust you, Rico. I mean, did I say that out loud?
On this, at least.
Yeah, on this, at least, Rico, I got you.
I think there's a big part of it where, like, if I'm Caitlin Clark and I don't feel protected anymore, then everything is going to feel like an offense. Like, you get to that point personally.
Kelsey Plum is Irish.
There you go. So you get to that point where, and that's why I tried to bring up the example with you.
Sam Neill, Killian Murphy type Irish.
R.I.P. Sam Neill.
I know, but that character.
Which one? Peaky Blinders?
Yes.
Yeah, one of my least favorite. Like, he's a villain. Like, he's a villain.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Pretty mean spirit.
Great actor, great performance, tough hang.
Yeah, that's season 2.
Oh, horrifying.
He was a bad boy.
Yeah, bad dude. Yeah, when he comes back with a vengeance, that's not.
It's a bad boy.
That is not a man you want to.
Yeah, because I just was wondering. I was like, and this is dumb, but this is what the shower thoughts consist of during the segment. They're never really.
No, it's
I'm contemplating not wanting to cheer for her anymore. I'm just over the press conferences, but I like her as a player.
I think
like she's pretty there, and I don't even really get the flopping thing. I mean, I do, but I don't. That's not one thing. I don't watch her games and I think, oh God, that bugs me.
Yeah, I don't watch her and think she's SGA or anything. Like, I don't.
God. We're ultimately going to land the plane back on SGA.
Always. No. I understand her frustration. I don't like how she's dealing with it necessarily.
Yeah.
But like, I can understand how you would get to that point.
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like, if that's how I was being treated, I can't promise I'd handle it any better.
I think the worst part about the Clark situation isn't even what she's doing. It's how some of her fans react to what's happening to her.
What do you mean?
I
like
get
the
it.
reaction that you get from the
top in defending her with what they say about the league.
Sure. Okay.
But so Suave, I can separate that. Like, that doesn't sway. I get it.
But I don't think the players on the other teams can.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason they treat her the way they do.
They get the vitriol.
Yes.
They get the pushback. Like,
I think they're
who just lost their job for the screenshot that was it Asia Wilson he sent it to?
No, it was the point guard. Chelsea Gray.
Yeah. Like, he lost his job.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you put that in like, I'm not gonna tell you how to think, but just that's better left in your head.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not even mad because you just know people. Some people just don't like you for what you are. That, like, there's nothing you're gonna do about that.
Yeah, that is what it is. Like, that's just can't get around it.
That isn't worth losing my job over.
I wouldn't think so.
Hey, it seemed like a pretty good job.
I was like, depends on how much you like your job. Also depends on how fed up you are.
I get that though, Rico, but I get it. I don't want to be like, well, I don't think like that, so therefore it waters down Suave's point. I can see how the masses would being so cruel about the defense of would make them think ill of that person. But that person isn't doing it. She's just the catalyst for the vitriol.
I mean, you see it with a lot of things. The example that comes right to my head is there's a lot of people that don't like Taylor Swift because of her fans. They just think their fans are too much, right? Like
Shane, did we have this conversation years ago about Dave Matthews?
Yes, we did.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
Yeah, I think it's happened with a lot. I think it's very common with musical artists. Very common, where their fans are so much that you're like, I don't want anything to do with this person because I hate their fans so much, right? Like there's a whole group of.
Well, I think I on a much more, micro level. That's why I think people hate Nebraska.
Sure. Yeah, I do. From like a national level.
I do.
I could see that.
I do. You see it in the engagements. People, Nebraska fans don't come for me, or somebody will say something, and it's like, I know I'm going to hear from Nebraska. It's like I think that's the perception.
Am I wrong? Maybe this is just me. I don't get the sense. I get there's other fan bases that don't like us or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't get the sense nationally that Nebraska's that hated.
I think amongst fan base, you're yes and no.
Okay.
Just depends on where you're from.
Sure.
I think in the Big Ten, yes.
Sure. That's fair.
I think within the conference, because of the brashness and bravado that people have assigned.
When Nebraska came into the league.
We had to evaluate where Iowa was. When Nebraska first came into the league, it was supposed to be this baseball. I get the Big Ten's feel about
totally
Nebraska.
Fair. I think nationally, though, I don't get that sense. Mostly nationally, I feel like I hear respect about Nebraska. I don't get a lot of vitriol outside the Big Ten from a national standpoint. And even some of the schools, I think it's the traditional Big Ten schools that don't like Nebraska. Like the newer ones, I don't really feel like have any beef with Nebraska. I think it's certainly the Iowa, Wisconsin, Ohio State and Michigan early, but I feel like they're so far in a different spot than Nebraska right now that I don't get a ton of hate from them. Michigan thinks they're better than everybody else, so I think they're all sort of just condescending towards everyone.
I agree. Cobe, they do.
Oh, yes. Minnesota hates us for sure. Kobe, we need to start hating Minnesota.
Do you guys think we've caught up with the return hate of Iowa?
I think if not, there's something wrong. Like we should.
Okay, what about Wisconsin?
Since they stopped playing them, I don't know that it was
that used to be pretty bad.
It was pretty aggressive for a while.
I would have any of you guys been to a game in so Madison is one of the places I hear a lot of
bad experiences
from.
I've been to a game in Madison, but not a Nebraska game in Madison. I've been to a Wisconsin game. I went to Wisconsin Penn State once.
I don't know why Minnesota hates us so bad, but I agree with
they do.
They do.
We talked about this last year.
I know. I said, do you? For 6 weeks, I led up to this.
Yeah, the whole leading up to the game.
I'm like, I just don't think we knew what we were walking into.
TK says, I think he's talking about Iowa. He says the fans have. I don't know if the football team has. I would think with 83% retention after what happened last year, they damn well better have.
Yeah. But I've said that before.
I'm just saying, with that many guys, I think when you've got that many guys back, which I think is part of the weird benefit of having guys back, is you get you can be motivated from one year to the next.
The antithesis of what you were saying about having such turnover, or was that Phil Steele? Who was talking about
the turnover not leading to not being
carrying the burden or the weight of past failures?
Yes.
So are you coming back around, or just oddly specific?
I think there's different circumstances, right? So in a circumstance where and honestly, it's just how everybody processes the information more than anything, right? There's people out there that will take the Iowa loss and say, I hate these guys. I'm never letting this happen again. This will not happen again, right? And then there's other people that are like, we can't do anything against Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa's got us. They've got our number. Same thing with Minnesota, right? Like it just depends on I don't know how the team's going to process the information. But if you've got 83% retention and you've got the type of guys that I think and hope they have, then they're going to hate Iowa plenty, and they're going to hate Minnesota plenty in order to give us a chance. But
I wonder how long guys had to be in the program before they understood what Colorado Week meant.
That's fair.
Colorado Week was different. I mean, scout team would get buffaloes and they tape them on their helmets, and like it was. I mean, you knew it was giddy up week.
We saw this in how long guys had to be there.
First year guys probably thought we were crazy.
Sure. But by the second year, you think they got it?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty intense.
One of the examples I can think of that had direct results, and you can see when it happened, is look at the Nebraska basketball, Creighton basketball, men's basketball rivalry before and after D-Rock left.
Oh, yeah.
D-Rock carried the torch for hating Iowa, or for hating Nebraska. For hating Nebraska. And that was what, like, every year, honestly, it felt like Nebraska looked at it for a long time. Not the fans, but the team, right? I know the fans really get upset with each other. I understand that. I think there was a long time where Nebraska as a team looked at it as, friendly in-state rivalry, and didn't understand. They looked at it how Nebraska looks at Minnesota. Why do these guys hate us so much? We don't get it. But Creighton did. I don't think they do anymore. And I think Nebraska has more of that edge now. And it's flipped on its head where now Nebraska has the edge every time they play Creighton. And like the teams have gotten better too, but there's been years where, I mean, Creighton went to the Elite Eight one year and lost to Nebraska, right? Like, so it's not always quality of team, right? Like, I think that has flipped dramatically because you don't have the institutional knowledge of this is why we hate this team at Creighton anymore. And it's developed at Nebraska. So I hope the retention from year to year for Nebraska leads to understanding that hatred for Iowa and Minnesota, because and it's not about the negative emotion, it's about the intensity that it.
Look, Shake and Bake just comes in as like trash. He's a troll. He is a stone cold troll.
Like, I hope that the hatred leads to a level of intensity that we can match for Minnesota and Iowa, because that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because hatred can also be destructive if you don't channel it right, but it can provide a ton of energy and intensity if you know where to put it.
Let me ask you one more. This was my last thought. Since we're just going to go the whole hour, AJ, I apologize. Were you cool with Dan Patrick calling out a commissioner like that? Or could I, like, the thoughts on what other commissioners of leagues think when somebody uses that platform for that? Is that something you think is specific because Dan Patrick can do it? Or are you like, yeah, you should, like you
I mean, as somebody who's never really had a hesitancy calling people out, I'm kind of like, hey, kind of do what you want.
I appreciate that.
You know,
the lack of hypocrisy. I appreciate that.
My stature or platform have really never dictated whether or not I feel comfortable calling somebody out. It's like, I guess if
there were a couple of
guys.
Was there
pushback?
Oh yeah, and I can't remember the tweet. It was from the guy that worked in the industry. He was at ESPN, and it was a long thread. It was show more. It was like, hear me out. Read this whole thing through before. The vitriol. I listen, Kobe. I don't have what the question is because you can. Should you?
Yeah.
I don't think he was wrong, but he got a ton of pushback on. You know, it was kind of this ode to younger people in the business or anybody that's not Dan Patrick. Because DP can get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a level of insulation around him where he's protected if he does overstep the line, but I don't. And sometimes that makes it easier, but I don't.
I agree, KJ. Like, no, you guys aren't wrong. Like, you're not wrong.
What did KJ say?
No, he's just how she's handled a lot of the Clark stuff in the WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's done a pretty poor job. Like,
yeah, so that was the thing, Coach. Like, that's what I'm talking about. right? Like that was part of it. Like she's chunking balls out of the sand as he's like ruining her.
I didn't see the video. I read the comments.
Is
The
incredible.
cut to her after he calls her out is
Because he said she's literally 20 feet from us on the range. And I don't know if he said 20 feet, but close, within eye shot. And then they panned the camera to her. Just it's like she's using a three wood out of the sand. I was like, oh God, like
that thing flew so far to the side, and then she just kind of stood there with her hands on her hips. Dude,
I'm telling you, like I'm trying to rifle run through the door and I hit you in the ear. I don't know. I started thinking about that. Like, would anybody else do that? Because I'm sure people have been blown off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think also. So I could definitely understand if you don't like Dan Patrick and you're sitting there and you go, I mean, it's happened to us where we've gotten blown off, right? Yeah. I'm not going to name names, although there's one guy I'm not particularly pleased with because he did it a couple times in a row. But I understand if you're not a fan of Dan Patrick and you're saying, is this like a, hey, do you know who I am? You don't blow me off type of situation. But I view it as just kind of a, hey, like that's super disrespectful. Like send a text message, get in contact with somebody. I understand things happen, even if it's after the fact, right? And you're just like, oh my, like I've done this. I did this to you once. You guys scheduled me at 8 a.m. I totally forgot. I was very apologetic, right? Like I felt terrible.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That was geez.
It was a long time ago, but like I felt terrible, right? I get I'm not the commissioner of a league or anything like that, but like there's a way to handle it if something happens.
Yeah.
Versus just being there and saying, hey, like just not showing up. That's a totally different.
That wasn't it though. It was she agreed and then said no. So it was after.
But wasn't it like
at time,
there was like a 2-hour wait before she said no, right?
Correct.
That's what I mean. Like
yes.
Either if you know you're going to say no, either give a heads up as soon as you can or as soon as you know.
Yeah. Is it intensified? Would you have just rather her said nothing or because she's within eye shot and it's a couple hours later and she's like, yeah, no.
I mean, that certainly makes it worse because you know she wasn't busy.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know what I mean?
But she did. That wasn't her thing though. She was like, hey, you know, my PR team, which he had a heyday with.
I'm just saying, like, that's a coward move out. Like, if you agree to the interview and then your PR team says no, either you have to tell Dan Patrick beforehand, because I'm sure her PR team.
KJ, it wasn't that she was golfing. She just happened to be golfing. What she told DP was her PR team advised her.
Lance, that's the part that I'm hung up on is they waited an extra 2 hours after the show and then she blew them off, right? If it's like I'm sure the PR team made the decision before the 2-hour break.
He's super smart, by the way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming that she knew before she made them wait for 2 hours that the PR team said no.
Yeah, that part is also true, Cobe.
That seemed like a fair assumption.
Yeah, because the last time she took the podium, I can't remember who she did the sit down with, but she only got to talk about league expansion, and she only wanted to talk about league expansion and one other.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Caitlin Clark's going to come up. Like that's part of the reason you're on the show. So if you're not smart enough on the front end to understand that's probably part of the interview, then your PR team needs to make a decision fast enough where you can give him a heads up where at least he's not waiting for 2 hours.
Are you guys cool with the fact that he even referenced like that Goodell wouldn't come on the show?
Yeah, I mean,
because he was kind of equal about it, but he said at least Goodell would be like, yeah, I don't want to go on his show.
Yeah, Goodell would tell him no, just straight up, and then be done, right? Like,
and apparently he has,
which makes sense. Goodell doesn't need to go on the show.
I got you.
Like, even. Here's the thing about like the Goodell versus the WNBA situation is Goodell's approval rating with the owners is off the charts. So he doesn't need the public to like him.
Correct.
And he doesn't need the public to like the NFL because that's not going anywhere.
So that was some of the long retorts about how he handled it. It was, I wouldn't recommend doing this to 98% like DP, but I don't know if he used to produce for the show or he worked for Skipper. Like he had been on, I got to find it. And I'm sure you didn't have a chance to look it up, AJ, because he's going to tell me he's actually Mike Sautering. He's working. I'm working, man. Work so hard. I secure those are my thoughts.
I think the WNBA has a commissioner problem. I do.
Yeah, that's clear over the last year.
Like
I gotta find that deal for you.
Does not seem.
He made some fascinating points.
Does not seem like she is cut out for this.
Josh, we don't got a lot of guys that mince words in here. And I told you that criticism right there is one of the worst words that you can say about somebody that's doing a job.
Especially a high-level job.
When somebody calls you incompetent, that's
kind of, you don't get the,
you call it a lot of things, but incompetent,
and for whatever Goodell's foibles
that's a tough.
However much we disagree with him on policy and public perception and things like that, he's not incompetent because the owners seem to love the job he's doing.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know that anybody loves the job that Engelbert's doing. Let's take a quick break here. We got Tim VERGHESE coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Are you feeling off, low energy, or asleep? At Next Gen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
Now, you mentioned growing up in a Husker household. Obviously, you've been to a couple of Husker games in your time, whether it was supporting your family or just probably going as a fan. But when you went on these other visits for recruitment, did you have any issues of packing the right luggage, making sure you weren't wearing any Nebraska gear just because that's probably part of your everyday?
I'm wearing a Nebraska shirt right now. I'm wearing a Nebraska wristband. I'm a big wristband guy, and I used to wear on this one, other ones. And so, I went on some game days when my first few visits were game days, and I would be wearing Nebraska wristbands, and I would be wearing that stuff. And my dad kind of had to tell me, you got to stop wearing those to those visits because they may not offer you just strictly off that. And so I thought that was pretty funny. But once you got I stopped being a noob at these visits, I took off the wristbands, and I was trying not to be, favored to one school because I, grew up watching them. Brothers, dad went there. So, yeah.
listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Tim VERGHESE from inside Nebraska. Tim, how are we doing this morning?
Morning, fellas. How we doing?
TV, we're heading into the home stretch, man. Are you ramping up or kind of tapering down?
Oh, ramping up, it feels like. Yeah, kind of feels like they took things slow the last 2 weeks, and feels like things are starting to ramp back up again as we get closer to the season. You know, I'm kind of doing my season prep right now, and also just getting ahead. I mean, I feel like I don't get as much time as I used to just watch film, so I've taken advantage of this week to just kind of sit down and go through guys and make sure I'm up on my names, and I'm up on, I've got my own list of prospects I'm watching this fall.
What kind of film we watching, Tim? You can't tantalize me like that. What are we seeing?
No, I'm watching a few 27s. I think could be on the radar for maybe not even just Nebraska, but other programs as potential senior risers, guys that are either currently committed or primarily hold FCS offers that, in a couple months, depending on how their senior season goes, could be Power Four type prospects. Also getting ahead on 28. I think an interesting study for me right now is, I think and it's not every school and it's not every player, but I do think some of the strategies change. You see it at certain schools where you see prospects who are hardly finished products, or even hardly, I think they're still developing, but you can clearly see there's more in there, but they're getting a lot of run as sophomores, they're getting this opportunity to flash as sophomores, and they'll help them when they're better. But these are guys who, at this point, don't have any Power Four offers. I wouldn't even recommend a Power Four program offering them. But these are guys who, a couple of weeks into their junior season, if they take the steps forward, and these are guys who, typically I've been tracking through the offseason, have put up good track times, or had good camp performances last month, either at Nebraska or elsewhere. And so it's for me, it's tracking those guys and saying, okay, what do the first couple weeks of junior year look like? Have they taken that step forward that we saw flashes of this offseason? And if so, I think they're ready for some Power Four attention.
Let me ask you something, Tim. What spot is there for late risers when you're looking at ideal spots for schools? Is it schools that need back end roster holes to fill? Is it teams that need a spot role to fill? If I'm a rising guy and a late bloomer, but you think you're watching the film, you're like, this guy's going to be pretty good. Ideally, what do you think the fit is?
I think ideally you want to find, just like anybody, you want to find the place where you're a priority and you feel like you have a chance to see the field early and get some development. In this day and age, I just, again, if the opportunity you have is to kind of be that backfill, like that kind of backfill type guy, you might get processed over. You may get recruited over a year, if not even a year later, like 6 months later. So it's one of those things where I'd prefer to be the priority target, but you kind of just have to, if you're a senior and you're a senior riser, you can't really afford to complain. You kind of just have to get in where you can. Because, I mean, again, for 27s at this point, if you're not committed, it's getting to that time. It's getting to that time where you got to go ahead and claim your spot, or it's going to be tough because just about everybody's done. I mean, there's a handful of spots really out there for each school.
Is there a spot where, and maybe this isn't practical, but man, I would think guys that have something late happen to them on their rosters, or you're like Nebraska, because you knew that they were kind of eyeing some older running backs for a while now, right? They landed on Tyke. I think the price was right. There has to be schools that have things happen during camp or in the off season, and it's like, man, we need a guy. It's almost like getting to choose where you want to go as a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
You would think if those guys are good enough to be in that spot, do you assume that they would have already been being recruited initially?
That's interesting. I wonder about that sometimes. And it's very much a case by case basis. I think there's some schools that operate that way. I don't know if you can afford to operate that way. Like if you feel you have an edge and you feel like you found somebody that nobody else, or others aren't really seeing it with, you kind of have to trust your eye. I mean, again, it is what it is. The results will be what they are, but things move so fast now too. I don't really know if you can afford to be, oh, let's wait and see what else he gets, or let's wait and see, who else shows attention, because you wait a couple weeks, you wait to see what that attention looks like. All of a sudden you're out of that recruitment. I wonder, this is I think a 28 and a little different example of what we're talking about, but I wonder a little bit about some programs that we're like hanging around the Owen Price recruitment and we're waiting to see what happened. And now it's probably too late for a Kansas. It's probably too late for them. You know what I mean? It might be too late for a Missouri, it might be too late for an Arkansas, like programs, even a Minnesota, who may have been monitoring for some time, but now it's Nebraska and Oregon and Iowa and all these different programs in the mix where it's all about timing and it's all about making sure you're in there when and I would say this too, like trusting your eye, like more than anything, because you just have to have the conviction in who you're watching as a program. You have to have in those spots, you have to have confidence in what you're watching. You also have to be able to, I think, communicate that to those guys that you're confident. Kids feel that. Kids feel when you're confident about that offer, and when you're confident, and when they feel when you're confident in them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, obviously Tyke was late in the game, and I'll get to that in a second. But I'll give you a practical example of a late riser as a senior would be Mo Purify, right?
Yeah.
So Nebraska was doing their due diligence. They wanted to see the track times, the long jump, the jumps hold. I think they knew, they're like, this guy's. They have some insight, right? Because he's got an elite level track coach, right? He's got an elite level jump coach. So they're watching to see him grow. Then as he starts to put on a little more weight, he's hitting those elite level metrics, right, that you were talking about. And the funny thing about Mo is right after Nebraska's camp, there were two other schools, and you mentioned both of them. And your last little might be this, might be that said, we would have come back in with a late offer, right? Because two of the aforementioned schools you mentioned wanted that size frame at wideout. I just wonder, is this a aberration? Is there something to being patient with late bloomers at this stage when you want to continue to develop the roster?
Yeah, I mean, I think so too, because let's take Mo for example. We talked about it on our board. It wasn't he put up really good track times and testing times last year as a junior, but he didn't weigh the same. He didn't look the same, and then he added the weight. And I think for him, what allowed this to click for Nebraska, and I think what gave Nebraska the confidence was seeing those track times, seeing those testing times at the current weight he's at the current size he's at, in the current frame. That's a player that they can now see moving forward. And so I think the patience paid off there. And I would I think these guys, and I think Nebraska does a good job, and DB, you can probably speak more to this with Mo, but I think Nebraska does a good job of communicating to these guys that they want to be thorough in their evaluation before they extend an offer.
Yeah. Can you see our comments, Tim? Because I think Nelson J makes a good point. He says there's also this element of teams having a board and telling someone that you have an offer that isn't committable until player X decides. Right. Like that's probably more common than what I'm talking about with kind of the late level elite players.
Right. That's for sure. Like some of the, I would say, kind of the politics of this too is you gotta have to navigate some of that too. And again, I think Nebraska does a good job of being candid in some of those conversations and letting guys know where they stand. But they also do. They also do their due diligence with senior risers, and I think we've seen this now offseason over offseason. Tyke's obviously the most recent example. I mean, Mo's another recent example, but they've found ways to add talent to the roster in creative ways late by just keeping their eyes open. they're a program at this point you have to get used to and you have to get accustomed to unique ways of adding talent to the roster. Every offseason it feels like they find a new way to bring someone on.
How about you guys thinking about like when the price is right? Right? Because at some point, like you've got to be as fiscally savvy as possible. If you're doing your homework for long enough, you can kind of maybe afford, you're rolling the dice a little bit, but you can get it at a much more reasonable price.
You wait the market out a little bit.
The longer you can hold out.
It's timing though, because like on some ends of it, because on some ends of it you can get in late, and I mean, we saw this not just here but other places too in the portal where the portal's a different beast where it moves so fast, but you can just kind of be in a situation where you enter recruitment, you feel like you have a good set offer on the table. 2 weeks later, there's new offers on the table, and at the end of the day too, the NIL, the market is raised on them. So that it's all about timing and being able to get in. But like you mentioned, I do think there is something to that with the senior risers, because with the senior risers, what you often get is they are, when they first burst on the scene, they're looking for money first, and then it's that. And again, it's not on everyone, but a lot of times those senior risers, the first thing they're looking for is, all right, I'm here, I'm on the scene. Let's go find that powerful offer. Let's go get that NIL deal. And it's like, well, again, you got to get in where you can, and you got to figure out what spot makes sense for you. And so it's just a dialogue. It's a back and forth. For the most part, with senior risers, unless you're a true, and we do see these guys still. I will know we do still see these guys. But unless you're a player at a true position of top tier, like edge, D-line, corner, as in like you're a plug and play type corner, or plug and play type position anywhere. But if you're that caliber of prospect, there's going to be some money out there for you. But for the most part, even those senior risers, they're coming in at a discount relative to their peers who are more established recruits at that same point.
Tim, in today's climate of, let's stick with high school recruiting, because as you said, transfer portal's its own other beast. But in today's climate of high school recruiting, would you rather have on your staff elite talent evaluators or elite relationship builders?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You know what this would be like at first blush. Sorry, Tim. If I was an elite talent evaluator, I could get in early where I might not have to be as strong of a relationship builder because I'm first.
Right. That's
one way I would look at it.
But it's the other way too, where if you're not necessarily an elite talent identifier, or you can, as a relationship builder, I mean, hypothetically, and again, look, we can put this out there. There's some programs out there that do this, that recruit like this. They just kind of open up on three. They just kind of open up, 24/7. They scroll down the rankings, and they're like, "Oh, who are the 5 stars?"
About 6 hours away. Yeah,
yeah. It's more so that it's like, oh, let me check the rankings updates. Oh, we haven't contacted that kid. Let me just make sure we start building a relationship with him. So you don't really have to do any work, but if you have a good relationship and you're good at that, you can do that too. I mean, obviously, the best answer is the best mix in between. I do think year in and year out, if you're a better talent identifier and you can do that, you're going to find an edge. And this is the name of the game in this day and age is finding an edge. I think your edge at this point is being able to cast a wider net and find talent where nobody else is, versus your ability to build a relationship to the point where you're getting something of a discount on that NIL deal. You know what I mean? Like, I think from a price standpoint, we're talking in terms of savings, the amount you can save on being early on a guy and identifying a guy and being able to secure that commitment before anybody else really gets in as an elite talent identifier, versus your ability to build a relationship to the point where that guy's coming to you for a relative discount. Like, we're talking, okay, he's coming to you for maybe $100K less, versus, hey, this market doesn't even get to 6 figures because you jumped on him so early.
Yeah, I don't even think I lean. I choose talent evaluator, and it's not even part of it's fiscal, right? Like you're going to be able to spend less on guys that can play that nobody else does. But also, this was kind of the thing that I liked about, Nebraska fans always sort of pine for the triple option. Not as much now, but like you hear it every once in a while. It's like, oh, we got to go back to the option, whatever. One of the things I like about unique systems, whether it's the Texas Tech air raid, whether it's Nebraska triple option, whatever it is that if you understand what your team needs and are really, really good at identifying it, you can find guys that are awesome that no one else even cares about, really, like on a large national recruiting scale. So, like, there's a reason Tommy Frazier ends up at Nebraska. It's because nobody else wanted to let him play quarterback, right? And Nebraska's like, oh, you're perfect to play quarterback here. You don't have to switch to defense. This is great. Like, if you're really, really good at that, or you have a unique system or anything like that, like, talent evaluation to me is fit as much as it is anything else, like understanding the fit of what a guy's good at versus what you need him to do. And I think, like, if you really made me pin down what Cignetti's superpower is, I'd say it's talent eval.
Yeah, I agree. I think he does a really good job of finding guys that fit what they need.
From him building relationships, Tim?
No, but Ravi, to your point, I mean, we do see some of that, and it's why, I'll say this too, like with Penn State, and I think the way Matt Campbell recruits, it is that, like, every cycle they have their guys, and they found their edges that way sometimes too, in that we need this type of tight end to run our offense, and it's how they went and they found Ben Brahmer, and it's how they went this cycle, and why they prioritized Cooper Terwilliger as much as they did is we need a tight end like this to run the offense we do. And, they recruit quarterback the way they do because of the offense they run. They recruit offensive line the way they do because of the offense they run. So, yeah, you definitely see that. I think Cignetti's a great example. I mean, look, you look at at the very core, and he's talked about it. He's not very shy about it. At the very core, they're just looking for physical football players that play tough, that have, hip and ankle flexibility, that are stop-start type athletes, and a lot of that. If you check those boxes, you're typically checking off, the good football player box as well. But I think something that they don't really talk about, but you notice in their evaluations and who they ID and who they bring on their staff, is they are looking for guys that have specific skills. Like the wide receivers they look for are guys that are sure-handed, that can win those comeback routes, that can work the route tree. The quarterbacks they bring in and year out at this point are guys that can hit those timing type routes. They want guys that can do a certain thing. They're not going to go out of their way. Like, they're not going to go out of their way and go find a dual threat quarterback to try and change up their offense because they want to be a little more dynamic. They know exactly what they want. And they're not going to go out and find, they're not going to go out and say, oh, this guy, there's a speedy receiver out there, but he doesn't have, like a whole lot of production, but he's got incredible track times. Like, they need production, and they need this, and they also need to know what this will look like in the offense. I don't think they can afford to do this. When you're a successful program, you can afford to do this. You can afford to turn people down if you don't think they're a fit.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is it's I hear a lot of, well, you'd want to be both, and the reality of it is, though, a lot of these schools that we're talking about that get elite level talent, they're not the ones doing the negotiating. You have somebody else within that athletic department that is doing the talking with the agent. It's almost never the recruiter. It's
the position coach, right? Like,
it's somebody else, right? So
it's Pat Stewart, or it's
like, you don't have to be the negotiator or the numbers cruncher. You just have to be able to say, hey, this is our guy. And you're working that relationship from an eval standpoint. Somebody else is doing the haggling, the back and forth.
I mean,
the head coach will ultimately have, I want to spend that. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, yay or nay, right?
But that back and forth isn't had typically with the person that found him.
Right. There, I see the comment from Traven about Texas A&M, like elite recruiting, and A&M had the #1 class that crashed and burned. Hey, we can talk about, and this is a good, when we talk about the difference between being great talent evaluators versus being relationship builders. Again, I covered that class. I covered that group. that group came together because of relationships, not because of talent ID. When I talk about going down the recruiting rankings or going down the rankings and saying, "Oh, let's go get that guy," so Jimbo Fisher was doing at the end of his tenure there at A&M. That's what that staff for the most part was doing over there. There's a lot of those guys. They finished with the #1 recruiting class. A lot of those late additions to the class, a lot of those guys were in the effort to be the #1 recruiting class, not because they were program fits or whatever. I mean, a lot of those guys transferred out immediately because, and very early on because they didn't fit in the program. Others transferred down the line. Some had success at A&M. Again, when you land the #1 recruiting class, you're going to have some guys that hit, some guys that don't. But I think that's actually a weirdly good example where you kind of on the surface level look at it as elite talent identification when it's not. They put that class together because of relationships. If they were elite at talent identification at the time, I think they are now. I think under Elko, that operation is dialed in. But a couple years ago, that 2022 cycle, they were just kind of star chasing. If they really looked for program fits and if they really did their due diligence and tried to prioritize the talent they could put together instead of that, they probably have a much better class, and a lot of those guys stick around. There's a lot of in-state talent that they just missed on because they were so caught up in trying to land that 5-star and trying to put together the #1 class in the country.
Let me ask you something real quick, because you're kind of in the weeds there. What do you think they should have done with John Meredith?
Oh, man. I can be a little candid here. I was around John at OT7 in April. I've seen him compete in a few different settings now, whether that's been in person or just watching from afar. He is talented. He's a big corner. There's a lot to love in the long-term upside. My eyes and personally, I've now seen what this is supposed to look like at the high school level. I was around Devin Sanchez, who's now at Ohio State, since he was a freshman in high school. I got to see him develop through all 4 years of high school. I got to see what that looks like. And I also got to see from a wire, how are these two guys wired standpoint. And when I got to see Devin, Devin was a guy who competed, and credit to John, he competes too. He's an established recruit. He's the top 5 player in the country, and he competes. But Devin was someone who's long committed to Ohio State, never really wavered off that commitment, and he continued to come out to the 7-on-7 circuit and compete. He continued to go out to training sessions and compete. That kid worked on his technique. And I think the thing and my issue with John is I like a lot of what John does. I like the overall frame and the athleticism. My issue with him is he doesn't sink as well as Devin Sanchez. He doesn't have the same competitive stamina, at least in what I've seen, as Devin Sanchez. And there's certain things where it's like, at least for me personally, and I wonder about some schools, and I have asked around, there are some schools, not the ones that ended up in the very finalists of this recruitment, but there are some programs that did kind of back away from that recruitment or did not choose to kind of, get themselves into a position to have a seat at the table at the very end, because they have those same concerns as well. Like, I think he's an elite level prospect. I don't know if he's a top 5. Like, I know what a top 5 corner, #1 corner in the country looks like now. I don't necessarily know if it's him. That's not to take any away from what I think he's capable of and what he can do long term. But we're just talking about the evaluation to this point. He hasn't put together the same body of work that Devin Sanchez did a few years ago. And that's a guy who I think shaped a lot of what DB and corner recruiting for me moving forward, like what the elite of the elite is supposed to look like. Devin Sanchez kind of set that bar for me at this point.
Okay, so 5 for 5 eligibility maybe is we keep thinking it's going to be a thing. If you're Meredith III, what do you do without the ability to play as a senior, but you've got a college to go to that you don't want it to count against the clock?
Ooh. I mean, there's a few guys that Nussmeier, Garrett's little brother, is in the same situation. The Georgia commit, where he's been ruled ineligible for his senior season. So for both of those guys, I mean, look, I would say go play. Like, both of those guys need to go play at the high school level, whether that's private, whether that's moving out of state and doing something else. But, and again, look, let's be objective here. They're both SEC commits, both priority targets for the schools. They've got a little money, so they can move out of state if they need to. But yeah, I mean, they need to play. I don't think for either of these guys it's good to just sit down for a year. I don't think for anybody it's good to just sit down.
Well,
I mean,
it's got to be someplace where you're going to be eligible.
Right. And my concern is, I mean, even at the much older level, I have the same concern about Sorsby. Like he's just not going to play this year, and that's not good for his development. Like he's someone who needed to play this year, and
I know.
think
He's in big trouble.
Yeah, John, and I think both John and Nussmeier, they need to play this year, and it's a concern I have. Also, in the comments, Carol, fans need to stop falling in love with star rankings and recruiting rankings. This topic gets my blood boiling. Yeah, same. I agree. I generally agree. Here's where we're at, and I just want to put this out there. Maybe my final point of the day, but we're in a point in the NIL era in this where. The goal is not even like, I put this on the board yesterday. Outside of Indiana, dating back to 2009, if not earlier, there's not been a championship team that didn't, in the 4 cycles before winning a championship, put together a top 5 to 10 recruiting class. So high school recruiting still absolutely matters, but in the NIL era, in the portal era, it's about finding the right fits. It's about finding the guys that make sense for your roster. They're not going to be the 4 and 5 star prospects every cycle, because sometimes your big splash additions are going to come from the portal. And so you just kind of you're building up your depth at the high school level. And there's only so much from a numbers standpoint financially to go around. And so there's everyone wants to put together a top 5 class. Everyone wants to put together a top 10 class. You got to have 35-40 million to do that. You got to have money to do that at this point. And so you can't get obsessed with that. You have to be able to watch the film. You have to be able to cut things on and figure out, okay, is this a good football player, or is this a good athlete, and where do these guys project? Not everyone is an instant impact contributor. Even in this day and age, everyone's looking for the guys that that can contribute in the first 2 years. But for the most part, I think you're looking for guys who are best fits. I think every school at this point, for the most part, is prioritizing fit over star ranking. The strategies for sure changed from, like I said, a couple of years ago when A&M was just star hunting. There's a couple of programs that were doing that for real a couple of years ago. Now everyone's just looking for best fit. You can't afford not to.
Tim, last one for me here. True or false? The number one factor in being a great talent evaluator is having a great understanding of your identity.
True. You have to know what you're recruiting to. You have to know what you're identifying for. I agree. I think that's true. I mean, I think I would give the caveat of I think that identity should evolve and that identity should change. And you should continue to, evaluate your own process and your identity itself year in and year out. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to have a deep understanding of who you are and who you want to be in order to find those best fits.
Before camp starts here in a couple weeks, I've been asking the question because there's some position groups that have new eyeballs overseeing them, new head honchos, the HCICs, if you will, in the meeting rooms. What position group, in your opinion, will benefit the most based on what we think about the room previously? O-line got. You can go through it.
I'm going to say D-line. I think O-line, only because of the way you phrased that question. I think O-line, we know with the new transfers and with the new additions that room's going to look a little better. I think some people are expecting, I think a lot of people are expecting the new additions in the D-line room to really take the room forward. I am looking for some established guys in the room or guys we know of in the room to turn things around and take a step forward under Corey Brown.
D-line, then who?
D-line. I think then it's O-line.
You know who I'm going to make could I convince you it's the nickels and safeties?
Yeah, you could. Is that going to be because of the system, or is it going to be because of who's leading the room?
I think Yelk and Arch being on the same page, so connected with their history, will pay huge dividends.
I think it's getting overlooked. That's fair. I was kind of more so looking at it.
That's just me.
No, it's fair. For me, I more so thought of like I think this and like having a defined. I think everyone's got a defined role in the scheme now, and that'll help. I think the nickels and the free safeties in knowing where they're supposed to be and knowing what they're supposed to do. But yeah, I hadn't really thought about it in that sense of Orich and Yelk and their impact and what they could have on the established guys in the room. It's also a room I'm less so than D line. I'm expecting the newer guy, I guess relatively. I mean, Dwayne McDougall, I'm expecting to be in the mix. And then again, an established guy like Donnie to be in the mix. And then outside of that, it is some established guys or, current guys we know of in the room that have been here for a few years. But no, it's a good point. I hadn't really thought about nickel and safety like that.
That's our guy, Tim VERGHESE, Inside Nebraska. Tim, great stuff as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Hit me up,
Yeah,
T.
appreciate you guys.
We're good on the text machine now. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
That's Tim VERGHESE from Inside Nebraska. Great stuff from Tim there.
His wheels are always spinning.
Yeah, he's a really bright dude.
How would you rank it?
I know D-line's been a pretty consensus opinion here,
but to that point, we're still very, I think, globally pessimistic about the D-line. I think the fan base is very much down on the D-line.
I'm
because I think they just look at it's this, like they don't look at the connection from the coaches because we don't know enough yet.
I'm definitely more optimistic on the D-line than I think the general fan base, but my answer is O-line for a few reasons. Number one, Jeep Wade is unequivocally one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. Just full stop. Like, ask anybody who does this for a living. Ask anybody who runs the analytics. He's a top 5 or 6 defensive line or offensive line coach in the country.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So that is huge, right?
You want to know something funny?
What's that?
So when Mike was at camp at Iowa City, Joe Moore happened to be there.
Okay.
Sitting in a chair, doing his thing. And I was like, Brett Wade, our offensive line coach, is a huge Joe Moore guy.
Sure.
So I sent him a message. It's like, hey, went over. So can I take it? This is going to sound weird. Nebraska. He's, no, whatever. It's just cool. He's cool.
Yeah.
Took the picture, sent it to Brett, came back, and he said, seems like you guys got a good one in Lincoln with Coach Wade.
That's a pretty good endorsement. That's a pretty good endorsement.
I froze. You talk about nutting up. I was like, I wanted to say, "Oh, tell me more."
Please elaborate.
I was like, "Oh man, yeah, I sure hope so." Like I copped out. Like that was my. Yeah.
That was your shot.
Yeah, man.
So I think Jeep Wade unequivocally one of the top.
Just to validate you.
Handful of offensive line coaches in the country. So that's number one. Seems like he's connected really. Here's the thing that really sold me. I knew that his ability was really, really high. But to not lose guys from that offensive line room that was so connected to Donnie, that told me the rest of it was in place too, in terms of his personality. He connected with those guys fast, right? So that's huge also. There's, I think, unequivocally more NFL talent on the offensive line right now than there is on the defensive line. Elijah Pritchett, I've said this before. If he has a good year, I think he's a first-round draft pick.
The funny thing is Donnie doesn't get credit for that development. We just overlooked it.
I gave Donnie credit.
We said, he can't coach tackles. And I was like, dude, we got by in year one with Gatula playing way before
we turned
he should have been.
Benhart from a guy that we
People
wanted.
won't give me the Benhart one. They're so mad.
They're wrong, though.
I know.
They're wrong.
I know.
I've been on the Benhart thing for years. Like, we wanted to drive that guy to the airport, and all of a sudden the next year we never talked about him again because it was fine.
Yeah.
Right? You went from a guy that we never wanted to see on a field to a guy that we didn't even notice because he wasn't doing anything wrong.
I don't know. He gave up that play against Iowa at the end.
Okay.
No, I know.
But he's done. I mean, I liked Donnie a lot, and I defended him a lot last year. Right?
Yeah.
I was timing things on my phone, and this is how long Dylan had to throw, and got to get rid of the ball. Like, I do. Can't have a bad offensive line with a 1,500-yard rusher. Like, these are all things I said, right? So, like, this is not bagging on Donnie, but because he was a lot of the development here, but Elijah
move Justin Evans from guard to center seamlessly.
Yeah, everybody was like, hey, what's our center going to be? Don't worry, we have one already. We're good.
Anyway,
and nobody, and again, did not think about it once at all last season.
You're comboing him with Teasley though, right?
Yes.
Wade Teasley.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Are you comboing Brown Manning?
Yes. I think you have to. If you're doing Teasley, and you got to include the edges on the line.
And you're going to land on O-line.
Dude, I think we can take a break and then continue to discuss this.
Did AJ give you? Is he nodding? AJ, do you suggest a break?
That'd be cool.
It makes it a little easier for him.
He's not on his game.
I think the offensive line has Pritchett, NFL. Evans, NFL. Ubanga, NFL. Brendan Black. I think he's going to have a shot. Probably late rounder. You're going to take a flyer on a guy that has 50 college starts, right, at power conference level. Right tackle is the one we don't know about. Babalade has NFL ability. What do we get out of a healthy Gatula? But 4 out of those 5 spots, pretty confident you've got an NFL caliber guy in those spots. And then you got Sam Sledge, who I don't think anybody would blink twice at having take snaps next year. Mm-hmm. I mentioned you got 2 guys at right tackle that you have opportunities on. And then you have that whole young group. People are talking about Claude.
I'm sorry he blew through your music, Shane.
You got people talking about Claude and Puma. Like he may get a chance to get some reps next year. There is the depth and the overall talent on the offensive line, and unequivocally one of the best position coaches doing it in the country. To me, and this is the question I'm going to ask you on the other side of the break here.
It's a tease.
Save it. All right.
You got a question for me on the other side?
And it's offensive line related.
Gotcha.
I've been sitting on this one. I've been waiting to talk to you about it.
Oh boy.
We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Feeling tired? Foggy? Just off? At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we offer hormone evaluations, peptides, supervised weight management for men and women. Most insurance accepted. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was such a good decision for me and my family to go to Millard South. I know I wanted to be a multi-sport athlete, and I think every kid should try to do that as long as possible. And Millard South is really good at producing a lot of multi-sport athletes. Played football there, played baseball there, played basketball there my freshman year. That was just for fun. I was really bad at basketball. More of a wrestler playing basketball, but more on the baseball side, like Coach Geary and Coach Solzman and just Coach Trout, and a lot of those coaches just really helped me develop. Coach Solzman is a really good infield guy. He played at Wayne State and has a lot of background in that area. And Coach Geary obviously played Division I baseball at UNO. So they know what it takes to play at the next level. And of course, Brian Dunzing, who's drafted, he was also drafted in the 3rd round in 2005 out of Nebraska, and he was a Millard South grad. So some really good baseball players have gone through there, and the coaches knew how to prepare kids for the next level.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Reminder, give our friends over at Next Gen Medical a call, 402-614-9700. I think DB and I are both heading over there today.
Yeah.
Pick up some of our stuff, make sure we continue on our right track with all the progress we've been making. DB out there doing drills with kids trying to keep up with them. I'm out here, trying to play as much tennis as possible.
I'm not
staying healthy.
I'm not near as sore.
That's good.
But yesterday in the 2nd or 3rd set of stairs, Palmer was like, "You're not in on these?" I was like, "Damn it." I guess. Hey, struggling. And he was razor sharp. So it was even more like, oh my God, I'm getting whooped by a 7th grader. Well, it's fantastic.
Give him a call, 402-614-9700. It's Next Gen Male Medical.
All right. So you have to go with me.
Yeah.
So you can hear them, because I'll say, hey, I have such and such and such and such.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell them exactly what I have left.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to give me a response on my level of aptitude. And you're going to know I'm not making it up.
Oh, I believe you. So I had a question for you. Offensive line. Okay. Let's say everything I have said about the offensive line is true. Let's just start with that assumption.
Like
that there's at least 4 NFL quality guys on that line, that Jeep Wade's one of the best offensive line coaches in the country, and that they're connected and ready to go. Okay. I'm not the only one that thinks this. Bleacher Report, and we can get to this later, projected earlier in the summer that they'll be one of the best offensive lines in the country. That they put him in the category with your Michigans, with your Mizzous, with your Indianas. Like, this is the company that, with your Georgias, this is the company that Bleacher Report, a national reporting organization that has no tie to Nebraska, thinks Nebraska's in that same category, or will be in that same category last year. So let's say Bleacher Report and I are correct about the offensive line. If that is true, what does that mean for Nebraska's season in your mind? Like, let's say they're a top 10 unit in the country.
If that's a top 10 offensive line in the country, it's a top 30 offense.
Okay.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. If it's a top 10 offensive line in the country, it is at minimum a top 30 offense.
So Bleacher Report named 8. BYU, Georgia, Indiana, Mizzou, Nebraska.
Shoot, Washington has to be up there somewhere, don't they?
I'm checking here. Notre Dame.
Okay.
Tennessee.
It's David Sanders.
And USC. Those are the 8 that they named that they think will be in the group of best offensive lines in the country. Let's throw Washington in there as well. That's 9. So we're talking like top 10 is what they're projecting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I put that number.
Yeah, that's a top 25-ish offense. They would be explosive.
What does that get you if you're Nebraska? You're a top 25 offense with a top 10 offensive.
Can we keep opponents to less than 20 points a game?
Well, you tell me.
Well, people won't hear the conversation correctly. They'll hear Kool-Aid. You're asking me best case scenario.
Yeah, for the offensive line, yes. And what repercussions that has for the rest of the team. If you feel like you can't project in terms of, hey, they're going to be able to control the ball well enough that.
Well, sadly, people just can't handle the discussion.
I understand
so
that.
I feel bad that I'm not excited about having it. I should probably be better, right?
No, I understand the hesitancy.
Where's my mental toughness?
I understand the hesitancy because people are going to take it out of context. I understand that. But I think My point is, okay, if you've got a top 10 offensive line in the country, that means you can run the ball, means you're going to pass protect, right? So you say top 25 offense. That makes perfect sense to me. I extrapolate that further to say, if you have a top 10 offensive line unit in the country, you're going to be able to run the ball when you need to. That means 4-minute offense. That means putting your defense in advantageous positions, right? Because that was a lot of what went wrong over the past, or last year especially, right?
100%.
Not being able to salt the clock away when you needed to.
Yeah.
Not being able to finish drives when you needed to, especially in the red zone, right? Like 20-20 was not a problem. Moving the ball 20-20, Nebraska was
if you have
borderline elite.
If you have a top 10 offensive line and a top 25 offense, that is at worst an 8-win team.
Okay.
At worst.
This is why I'm optimistic for the football season.
Oh, I hate how you asked me that then. You've been around me too long. That's annoying.
My bad. That's why I'm optimistic. I'm not saying anybody else has to be, but when people kind of ask, you know, this
isn't it much more fun when you don't start out with the supposition? You just get there.
I like walking it. I like taking on a walk.
What an idiot.
No, people, I mean, you understand this as well as anybody. People ask us all the time, especially, start getting June, July, August. People ask, hey, what do you think this year? How you feeling? I'm a little worried, whatever. And without fail, I say I'm more optimistic than most. And they go, why? And the first thing I say is the offensive line. I say, I think this is a really good offensive line because I think that allows you for so much more, right? Like, yes, the defensive line has to be better than they were last year.
Well, they're seeing those guys every day. So you see all the movement. You see the athleticism.
Competition breeds excellence.
Right. Like you see the pulls, you see the concepts.
And frankly, if you've got guys, you're Corey Brown and Roy Manning, right? And you're going up against what I consider to be very good offensive line. And you say, oh, well, okay, so that guy can't compete against this level of talent, but that guy can. And maybe I wasn't thinking about Cade Petchock, but I should be because he gives me really good reps. And, oh, well, Cam Lenhart actually looks really good right now in this system against that high level of talent. Let's make sure Cam Lenhart gets his snap. You know what I mean? Like, it changes the way both the offensive and defensive line looks, because I actually don't think it works the other way around. Like, if you've got a really, really good defensive line and you're not sure about your offensive line, I think those guys might just get whooped all day and it may not make them any better.
Yeah.
But I think if your offensive line is really good and you've got there's still pieces I like on the defensive line. There were last year, there are this year.
Yeah.
Bunch of pieces I like on the defensive line. They're a year older. They retained a bunch of dudes. Basically everybody but Keona Davis.
Without even needing any sort of non-sugar packets or, Kool-Aid stuff, they're just a year older.
Yes. And have a better fit with their coach, with their position coach.
Just a year older. Like, I've just seen enough flashes for, that I know you're not just going to play dead.
Yeah.
And some of the guys that I thought at times last year played dead aren't there. So
sure. Well, and what was the biggest thing we identified last year? Whether we're looking at tape, whether we're breaking some things down. One of the biggest things that I think we identified with the defensive line last year was hesitancy.
Yeah, they tried to do too much, but hadn't known enough.
Yes,
didn't perfect the craft.
So if you get to the point where you just know what you're supposed to do and you're a year older, I will take my chances.
Yeah. With
that group, they love Jashir Whittington. They're super high on him from everything I've heard. Riley Van Poppel is still the same dude talent wise, right?
Yeah.
Williams Winery is as talented as anybody's going to be, right? Like, just physically has all the gifts that you would want.
And I mean, I think, let's call it what it is. I think one of the advantages you get with me is, like, I've watched Whittington. Like, I would tell you if, like, I don't know. Like, you just tell by my responses, right?
100%.
I'm not going to bury a guy, but I'm also not going to.
You're not going to give undue praise.
I'm not going to lay an egg either.
Yeah, you're not going to give undue praise, right?
No,
I think Lenhart's going to have
some guys that I don't bring up, right?
Yeah,
well, there you go.
I think
he's not one of them.
Lenhart's not?
No.
Oh,
Whittington.
Oh, yeah. No, we bring up Whittington.
So remember a couple months ago, I told you, we might have been Tim. Can't remember who it was. I said, who do you think benefits the most from going to a true 4-down?
Oh, sure.
Lenhart's in the discussion.
I think I've always been very high on Lenhart.
Cam is in the discussion of having a defined role and a true 4 down with an open or close side end.
He's a guy that feels like a professional, does his job, seems super mature, even when he was a true freshman.
Oh, he looks 30.
I would say he looks like he's been on the force for about 15 years.
Yeah. It's the stash.
Yeah, he's got some cop face going on there, which is fine. That's a guy where I go.
That's funny. Like I feel like Jeremy is like in my texts because I would think that's a hot take.
You need guys to set the edge,
but I agree with him. His comment is the edges are the most important part of the defense to step up. You have to set the edge to stop the run. Everybody's worried about interior.
Yeah, because we don't think we're big enough.
The size that. No,
run right up the middle.
I'm open and close side and how to play it with edge setting. You're either setting the edge or you're rushing. Just the defined roles with how they want to play, I think, is critical.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but
you know I will.
A lot of
please
the
be wrong.
Inside runs that went for
inside runs.
Yes, okay. So like runs between the tackles that went for big gains. A lot of that can be alleviated if the linebackers can flow middle towards the ball.
Yeah.
Because the edge is already set.
If they're A and B gap conscious.
Because we think about edge setting as like outside run, right? A lot of times because like, hey, you got to make sure you keep that guy contained.
Yeah.
Right. I think also we don't think enough about, hey, if you set the edges, the linebackers don't know where they can go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You just clean up the fits.
Right. You clean up the fits. They can be a little bit more condensed and rallying to the ball. I think to Jeremy's point, I think setting the edges is incredibly important.
I think he's absolutely right. I do. And, Todd, to your point, he talks about 4 down versus 3 down.
Mm-hmm.
When you can play both, it's obvious. It's tough. Most guys in high school, the coaches don't think you can play 3 down and 4 down and be effective at it. We'll try to put that to the test this year. But to Todd's point about the degree of difficulty is we will have offensive practices where it's just against 4 down, and we will have offensive practices where it's just against 3 down. They're different. They're extremely different.
Yeah. Somebody asked who were the edge. I think Matt maybe asked who the edges were when Sue was playing. Pierre Allen and Barry Turner were good football players. And
remember, it took BT. BT had
took him a minute.
It took him a minute.
But those were good football players. I know we don't think of them in the same vein as some of the great edges in Nebraska history.
Yeah, Barry down the stretch.
But those guys were very good at doing their job.
Yeah. And I mean, Crick and Sue, obviously.
They're going to eat in the middle, right?
Yeah.
But those guys, Pierre Allen and Barry Turner, were very good at doing their job.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the one thing about it.
They're considerably bigger this year, Jack. The
linebackers?
Inside guys.
Yeah.
Remember, Shavers is the small guy.
Yeah, he's not.
And he's not small.
Yeah, he's not little.
No, he's just not.
So who we're talking about Shavers, we're talking about Chambliss
and Foster.
Okay.
I mean, because if you're going to play 4-2, those insides, you got to have a thumper.
Yeah, they better be pretty good.
Yeah, the guy that we're kind of forgetting about, I told you because he missed spring. He missed the spring game because he was a father. Is Jones?
Oh, Anthony Jones. Yeah.
Big, strong, mature player.
I think part of the reason we also forget about him is when
nobody even brought him up. I don't even know if we did during the broadcast. Because I think I remember whispering to Jess. I hit the cough button and I was like, "Hey, where's AJ? See if you can find out." I think, but then I figured out it was like, no, he was expecting.
I think there's a part of this as well with
quietly, Matt. He's had a really good offseason. You don't have to say it because people will be like, Kool-Aid. Has had a good. I don't know what it means for his productivity.
He seems like
he had to answer. He had to answer the dinner bell.
He seems like a guy that would thrive with a very defined role and understanding what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, because you can go with interior. You get Shavers. You could play Merritt. You could play Foster. You could play Chambliss.
Don't forget about my guy.
Right? Oh yeah. Well, people always think I talk about him anyway. But, I mean, Mooberry is right there. Like, it just looks like a different group.
Mm-hmm.
They just look like Big Ten inside guys,
and they've got some options, which is good.
Right? It's not, you don't have 220. It's got legit physical guys, and Mooberry doesn't even. He's still growing.
Yeah, he's still got some weight to put on.
Yeah,
but that dude
he's still
can
growing.
Play.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We got Mike Sautter coming next year on Hurrdat Sports Live. If losing weight is harder than you expected, it's not just about willpower. At Next Gen Male Medical Clinic, we build a supervised plan around your body, not someone else's. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Let's get you moving forward.
Best high school sports venue outside of the state events?
Honestly, the bird cage, Christmas in the cage, that's the best environment that you're ever going to see.
I'm going to go with the Palace at Mount Michael. It looks incredible inside.
Obviously got to go Buell over at Millard South, but it's where the Millard North Mustangs play 5-time state champs, maybe.
All right, I'm going to go Mount Michael Palace just because of how tightly packed it is, and there's literally no room between the fans and the court. I think it makes for a great atmosphere.
Pender High School Gym.
Give me Buell Stadium for Millard South. They got the light show in the fourth quarter and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of a cool experience.
John Feynman Field at Bellevue West. Go Thunderbirds.
Pink Out Papio basketball game is always one of my favorites growing up.
So, obviously, the number one pick would be Weymouth Field at Cindy, Nebraska. But since I'm trying not to be biased, we're going to go with the Beatrice City Auditorium for the Decas Basketball Championships, one of the most elite venues you could possibly be to. And also, one side of stands, just so much fun with all the noise coming down from one side of the media, just on the stage and the other.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Mike Sautter here from Hurrdat Sports and NEB Preps. What's up, Mike? How we doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well.
Did you have a hankering when you got back from Fargo to have some cornbread?
No, I did not. I had a hankering to take a nap, go to sleep, whatever that may be, because I decided to do a little too much adulting with people that you know, and if I told you their name, you'd be like, oh. So
when? Last night?
No, that was last Saturday night. So
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Give me one of them.
No, I mean there's the one guy is the dad of a decently locally famous high school athlete's son that may or may not play football and wrestled and has a younger brother.
Oh. Oh, so I'm guessing, and he's pretty generous too, so you probably didn't have to pick up the tab.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah.
Those are always, it's a crapshoot. It's good while it's happening, but yeah, there's typically always a price to pay.
It like went into Monday. I was like, oh my God.
A different type of bill came due for Sautter.
Yeah.
Who has a 40-hour bender? Wow.
No, I'm saying I went in Monday, like the recovery.
I know. I meant the hangover part, not that you stayed with it.
Yeah,
boy, that is excessive.
Well,
I don't know if I've ever had such thing.
I've had a 2-day hangover.
Have you?
Yeah, it was tough. It was rough.
That guy's a little
Were
excessive.
they making seltzers back then?
Oh no, that was other stuff. There's a reason I gravitate towards the seltzers these days.
He said, "Oh no." So, how good was Cruiser?
Cruiser was good. I only stayed for freestyle, and Cruiser actually.
Oh, you missed Greco?
Yeah, I'm not a Greco guy.
What?
It's just not okay. Yes, the like chucking people, throwing them, like there could be some like cool video photo stuff from that, but also like leaning on each other's chest the whole time is not my idea of like something fun. Like you can't attack the legs at all. There's just nothing. It's just not for me. Like
I get it.
So, yeah,
just stylistically. The sit downs are wrestlers. You had this thoughtful one. We're still running the clip. Do you like those interviews? Like as a sport, like when you're interviewing wrestlers?
Yeah, it's just different. It's a different feel, right? People, may or may not know. Like wrestling has this like piece of my heart because I've wrestled my whole life and all of that. So I enjoy the sport a ton. The toughness that you have to have and fighting through adversity and all of those things is a lot different than I think any other sport. And it's also like it's one-on-one, man. Like you're like you don't have any teammates, you have nothing else. It's not against time. Like track's against time, swimming is against time. For as far as the quote individual sports go, it's the toughest one. And it's kind of one of those things where like if someone's better than you, they're better than you, and you just tip your cap and just say, man, you beat me that day or whatever it may be. So there's a lot to it, right? A lot of hard work and the weight cutting piece people don't understand, don't know about that much, and it's a lot harder than people give it credit for. So that's I guess why I enjoy wrestling too. So
how tempted were you to go to Palmetto?
I up until like Thursday of last week, I was still like looking at like flights and stuff, and I was like, I'll just go on my own. Like I'll just pay for it on my own. And my wife shut that down. So but I budgeted it out. I'm telling you, like I got the flight, the hotel, rental car. I was like, okay, I can do it for this. And if I eat like, just crap, $5 McValue meal once or twice a day, I was like, this would be the cost. And it was like, nah, you ain't doing that. So, but yeah, I did watch it yesterday though.
Were you impressed better than you thought about what you thought?
Well, yesterday?
Yeah.
You're talking about basketball? Well, I know Compton Magic's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
so,
they are.
like I know it's like, ETG 17s lost to them. That was on the NBA TV thing, and I know that they got two dudes that are top, like Jan Kamagate and Darius Washington, are Wobbington. Sorry, are
Wobbington.
Yeah, Wobbington. They're like top 15 dudes in the country. And one's a 27, one's a 28, and could probably flip that around, move that around a little bit. But they're really, really good. So watching them. And then last night I actually watched some AAU stuff from Bryan, Texas. So that was Nebraska Supreme versus OSA in a overtime game where OSA beat them.
I always hated going out of town to play teams that I could play down at the field house.
Yeah, like it's like like you don't want to really do that, but it's a tournament, so they
it's a heck of a win for OSA. That's where familiarity can breed contempt.
Yeah, it was a huge win. In overtime, and I think I mentioned them last week when we talked about basketball players, but Charlie Bowler had a pretty nice game for OSA in that win. I think he had 11, 12 points, something like that. No one could make a shot at the rim, though, watching it. So that was just like, oof. But it was a great one. Brady McGill from Roncalli had a huge game, too, for that OSA Salzman team. So
is that it for the McGills? Because I feel like this has been since like 12.
I think it probably gotta be. It's kind of
2012. It's
like McGill's and Orrs at Roncalli. Yep. There's like 700 of them, and you don't know if they're brothers or cousins or whatever. But yeah, so just watching that game, he had really good games. So I was impressed. They came out of the gate just nailing threes, and then the Nebraska Supreme team just didn't make enough shots, couldn't make threes, and tried to come back. But OSA kind of had the comfortable lead, about 5 to 8 points the whole game, and then it went to overtime. And their rules are the first four, or whoever scores the first four. Both teams had. Yeah, it should be 2 minutes.
I mean, it's better than sudden death, but just play me 4 minutes or 3 minutes, or whatever.
It's not that hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it should be like it. I don't know. Both teams had chances to win the game at the free throw line. I feel like if they actually would have played like minutes instead of first to four, it would have been like a 5-minute overtime, because they both had plenty of opportunities to win the game. And it's a good win, obviously, for that Salzman team, who has some really nice like high school basketball players. Like Carter Peterson's a guy from Elkhorn North on that team. They have it's a nice solid team. So it's a good win for them. So I'll see if I can catch some different streams today of the free YouTube streams today of some more AAU basketball stuff.
Yeah, it's been a joy the last couple of weeks, basically, to have team camp without a potential starter or two on each side of the ball.
Yeah, and Bryce obviously did what he did last night, but he can get to the rim and get fouled, or he missed a lot of bunnies at the rim last night. But yeah, him being gone probably doesn't help, with the football side of things, which he'll get there. He'll be fine. Be fine. Yasir, I guess, is playing basketball too, right? So
yeah. He's got some Twice as Nice has got some tough decisions to make, because he may be able to put himself in a position to be done at semester.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
Depending on what he wants to do.
Well, isn't he committed to North Dakota?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked to their sideline reporter last week. Remember, we were talking about Ruck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So, and Bryce he's a good player. So we'll see, how that works. I hope he does play basketball, because that team should be a lot of fun to watch. If he, sticks it out and plays the whole season. So, I think Westside boys basketball will be a fun team. They're going to be so different, look so different, and
they're finally small for once.
yeah, I mean, the running joke, if you will.
Although Caleb's that 4 years, that team was very undersized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so last year's Westside team versus this year's Westside team is they're opposite. Like London Dada is by far the biggest guy on the team for Westside this year, and they have like 5 point guards. If you would have given one of those guys last year, if one of those guys this year was on the team last year, they would have been really, really good. And frankly, if Lee Robinson would have stayed and not gone to
are you surprised at his national success?
No, he's always been really good. He just probably needed a little more, like him getting away from Omaha is probably that's one of those kids is probably a good thing, right? For him and his future stuff. So, but he's back enough. I've seen that guy a lot this summer. So, but he honestly, like if Lee was on the Westside Warriors team, the 2025-26 boys basketball team last year, that I don't think they would have lost, and I don't think it would have been really close. Like I think they would have been just dominant. So.
Mike, I'm kind of curious. We've talked a lot about how the basketball recruiting cycle locally here is down from what it obviously was a few years ago. How do you see that kind of manifest itself in the way that they're like their competition level on these AAU national tournaments? Like, what is that? Because it seems like every time I look up, they're still pretty competitive, kind of despite. And I know some of the tournaments are different, but how do you see that kind of manifest itself versus the talent level versus this AAU results?
Yeah, I think a lot of that is like, you know, as far as teams from Nebraska, this has been a thing that has kind of always been, or not always, but in the last decade plus has been a thing. Like the teams from Nebraska, they actually like practice and they know each other and they play together. And so, you know, unlike other, you know, states and AAU teams, a lot of them just like get together and runs, like just shows up on like, hey, we're playing on Friday. We'll see you there. See you next weekend. So I think a lot of that's familiarity. I do think a lot of it is really good coaching and really good structure around, you know, teams. So I think that's a piece of to why like they win a lot of the actual games. Winning games doesn't really translate that much to like high level, you know, talent and stuff, because frankly, like Division I coaches are looking for the talent piece or the fit for their program and whatever. They don't care as much about winning the game, like if your team won or not. Yes, it's great. Like they do care, but it's not the end all be all. I do think, I mean, right now, actually Gary Parrish wrote a really good story. I think it was last week on the 5 for 5 and how it's really affecting the top even 150, even top 75 in the country right now, that just their offers are a lot different than 10 years ago, or they don't have as many because I don't think Division I coaches even know really what they want to do with their rosters yet, and how it's all going to work. So I mean, I think the one example, I'm just trying to go from memory here, is that the 75th ranked player in the 2027 class versus the 75th ranked player in the 2017 class. The 2017 class that guy had offers from like Louisville, Auburn, who was on a heater with Bruce Pearl there. And then this guy has offers from good programs like Wake Forest and Oklahoma State and whatever, but the tiers are a little different, right? And I think that's just one, transfer portal, and two, the 5 for 5 thing. They don't know. Some schools could just bring their whole roster back. I mean, that will not happen because of attrition either way, both sides. But I think that has a huge impact, especially this 27 class, because it's like the COVID class. Like it's the same thing. The 27 kids are getting kind of screwed over, just like that COVID class did. It was 21. It's very similar kind of situation when you look at high school recruiting from that standpoint.
Yeah, and Dellinger's got some stuff out. Yahoo Sports had a release. Dellinger's got one from this morning, Jerome, where they're going to have to tweak the bill in Congress, and it seems like a couple of, primarily the Big Ten and the SEC, are ready to have kind of like a plan B of changing some of their own self-governing. Like, we keep talking about this 5-for-5 thing, but man, it seems like it's got some work to do.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it? For as much as we talking about it being a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, and there's obviously a bunch of lawsuits which they had to think that those were going to happen.
We knew those were coming.
Yeah, and so like at this point, like, do you? I think if the NCAA loses some lawsuits, which they're going to, just because that's how everything is gone, then do you just say, all right, we'll grandfather in this one last year, like the guys that ran out of eligibility from last year, we'll grandfather them in. But then primarily that's just for like basketball and baseball, because football, it's far too late to do that.
Well, Adrian Dow, he brought up a fantastic point about hockey.
Yeah.
With how they do the housing and the acquisitions over the age of 19 with hockey. Like, there's no way you can do hockey like that.
There's no way. Adrian Dow, by the way, very perspicacious person. So
did you wait a minute?
Smart. Perspicacious. He's smart. He's very intelligent.
Nope, not that. Listen, where'd you get that word?
Mentally sharp person.
Where'd you get that word?
You don't think I got a vocabulary?
It's not in your. Listen, I've known you for almost 13 years. Where'd you get that word? And why?
There. He's smart. He's
word of the day, toilet paper.
Now, see, I maybe would drop that a couple of years ago before I got shamed into using big words. Jerome just tried to just like roll that one on in. Who taught you that, Jerome?
Hey, I don't know if you've noticed, but today I'm choosing to be very on point and focused in this conversation.
He is unusually subdued. Is it the not 18 coffees? Is you not slamming energy drinks? Like this?
No,
this
and the coffee mug is empty, so I had that.
Dude, that thing is giant. You build sandcastles with that thing?
Why?
Good Lord.
Just a regular coffee mug, man.
Is it just distorted because of the camera? It looks like your girls would need to put some like little plastic shovels and some inflatables in that thing.
Man, no, that's just a regular mug. I like a thicker, harder mug, that's what that is. And I mean, I don't know. I'm just in a focused kind of mood this week a little bit. I'm trying to map out the Camp Confidential, where I'll go for all the high school football practices, and that is just like a lot of work, to be honest. So
I shouldn't ask if you're getting any of Nebraska or Creighton's practices, because man, it's fascinating to listen to Huss right now talk about this basketball team, because he's so matter of fact. It's fascinating.
I saw them. Early last week, I think I went and just watched the entire practice, and
they got a lot of onlookers.
Yeah, well, he's open, right? Like he's like, as long as like there's a circle of trust, I think, with that type of situation, right? But Creighton's always been under Mac. They were open, their prices were open. Nebraska's just not. Like, trust me, if I could go back. If I could go back to the Lee Barfnick days of he's there every day, I would have had to rent an apartment in Lincoln, because I would just be there every day. That's just, their rules are different, and I understand why. I mean, if Nebraska opened their practices for basketball, you have like the 100 people that are on the football beat. They're like just, there to be there, right? So I think that's probably part of it, but it sure would like to just kind of get a little sneak peek in the summer here before
It's fascinating how forthright, and he's very matter of fact. He's I think was Lauren yesterday that says he does have a little Altman in him, right? Because you know how Dana would talk, but how he wants his teams to play is fascinating with confidence and bravado and have some, High Point was like that. He's talked about the stark contrast and what he wants from 25 to this 2026 team. To watch him let that go is going to be pretty fun to watch, because he's got a lot in there. He doesn't always say a ton, but there's a lot in there.
He's measured for sure, like publicly like that, and even privately if you're just having a conversation. As long as I would say he's very measured with his what he says and does and thinks. And watching them practice though, they're gonna look a lot different. They're gonna feel a lot different. They're gonna play a lot faster, I think, than the last couple of years. And Oswin, that dude's gonna catch a lot of lobs. So yeah, I feel like they were just throwing them. Like another thing too, and Isaac Trout was catching lobs left and right in the practice I was at. Like,
I'm just telling you, he looks physically. He looks different. It's like transformation part 3 for him.
He had a fantastic practice that day.
It's like 3 different body types.
I hope you're right. That's my guy.
It's kind of like back to what he was in high school. Like, honestly, he's not as slim as that, but like he's playing like that. I think it's maybe some confidence stuff, but
Jason looked great.
Yeah, he's healthy. I think that's part of it. So
how about his inner, like, just smiling and like that's
that dude's seen a lot. That dude's seen a lot and been through a lot in his like basketball career, even high school wise. And so he's kind of like, think about a couple years ago, like the whole Pop Isaacs experiment sucked. Like, dude was like,
that was Ravi's favorite acquisition in the last 10 years. I couldn't believe he was so giddy.
Like, it just,
well, why are you so like skirt and pom-pomming this thing? And it was like, what a lead balloon.
How dare you?
He's not a good human, right? Like, that's just kind of part of it.
I don't know anything about that. I'm not talking about a guy's character.
I am.
Whoa.
Feel good about it. Like,
oh,
right.
All right.
Just wasn't a fit. How about that? But it, I do think that when I say look and feel, they're going to be a lot faster, and they're going to be a lot more athletic, and they're going to look a little more like you, DB, than me. So
they got some hair
under 6 foot.
What?
You got some hair
under 6 foot.
What do you mean?
They got guys got hair, and they
under 6 foot.
What do you mean?
All right, Jerome. All right, buddy.
That's our guy.
Cornbread stuff.
You're the one that likes cornbread. DB doesn't even like cornbread.
Correct. You don't. Hey, did you guys see this though? Can I show you something?
What?
I picked this up.
That's cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's my man, Brees.
Yeah, I know. Do you know how weird he would, like, if he saw you like today from the last time you maybe saw him when he was in Omaha, and he'd be like, oh my God, you're too young to be fanboying. You almost were going to get the opportunity to cover me before we moved to Wichita.
I would still buy
Isn't that weird for you?
I bought that. No, it's a New York Jet.
I get it.
This is a 1 of 25, by the way, that I bought.
Yeah. Did you get allowance did you get permission to buy that?
Nah, I just said I'm buying it.
Okay. All right.
Allowance. We have separate bank accounts.
Jerome, foot down, Sautter. I hear you. All right, buddy.
DB, separate bank accounts. Always have.
Okay. To each their own. All right. I wonder where that guy had been. You kept him suppressed for 26 minutes. He's back.
I know. just trying to be a little. I need to be locked in.
He's the only one of us still on his first marriage, so maybe he's onto something.
Hey, also, guys, next week, real quick. I know you want to go, and I mean, I got time, but next week I will maybe be not available for this, so I'll tell Shane. I'll be. We didn't do my whole Okoboji trip over the 4th of July because coordinating dog sitters and stuff, but that's where I'll be.
That's a hassle. You need to call Ravi.
I'll be there Thursday through Tuesday next week. So unless you, I mean, we could do this.
Can't do it from the raft with your 12-pack.
Not raft. It's a kayak, Shane.
Kayak with your 12-pack of beer.
It's a little early for that.
I need shirtless Sautter on a boat.
Oh, you're gonna see it. Like,
he's so white too. It's hilarious.
Well, I'm white.
I mean bright.
They're different
Not my
shades.
head.
Like Naked Hanes t-shirt white.
No.
I can't wait. I always
Like opposite of cornbread.
Your neck. He'll be draped over the kayak, smoked.
That is the picture. The picture you always send us is just
like you need chalk as an outline.
There's like a Weekend at Bernie's vibe a little bit, where you're just like,
yeah,
I might not make it.
187.
That's exactly the point. Is to like, I'm just out there on a kayak by myself. No one is bothering me. No kids fighting or this or that. Like, I'm just. I get the soft cooler. I fill it up with some drinks and I don't go back into the house or paddle myself back in until I'm done with however many cans of whatever drink I prefer are gone. And sometimes come on, man, that photo's from like 12 years ago.
Doesn't even look like the same person. That is incredible.
It really doesn't.
You look like you've killed someone.
That looks like a mugshot.
No, seriously, that's oh my God.
Who did that? I need to know.
Listen, only one guy in here is that quick.
Payback's a mother.
He's looking around.
You seriously look like you could have committed a homicide.
That was
more than one.
That's the picture they show in the Netflix documentary.
That was 2017.
Dude, that's how they do, Sautter. Like, if one gets going, they both are coming. Count on it.
That's one of those where it's like you get the sit down interview and it's like, I really didn't expect it from him. And then they show that photo and everybody watching is like, oh, I saw it coming.
2017. So Dexter couldn't have gotten that from you.
I hate that photo because of that. Oh, I was gonna cuss right there. It's coming.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're naughty.
Austin, it's coming for your ass.
Hey, lastly, I'm
really interesting word choicing there.
Okay, that's not what that.
And that's exactly the picture they're going to show when that happens.
Oh wow. Oh. Rico's just too much. Just too much. That's uncalled for. All right. Okay. Quick subject change. Are you?
Sorry, the chat's going.
Dude, it was Rico. All right. I know. I've been there. Sometimes you just got to eat it, man. It's like, I mean, not that, but sometimes you just got to take. No, sometimes you just have.
I don't eat it.
Whatever. You just got to go with it.
Is that how you stayed married?
Gee, I'm not even in this. I'm good. I'm good. I tried to help this thing along. Anyway, I was just trying to say, have you taken advantage of the value meal wars where, like, your pit stop places, they got a lot of affordable. Sonic's got the $7 3.
Yes.
The RB, like, are you taking advantage of that?
What do you get at RB, Austin?
Kobe's just constantly dragging me. I'm not even in this.
I just eat box at Arby's.
I think you killed him.
Blinds and drapes for everyone.
It's a really good deal.
That's affordable.
Yeah,
And they get a lot of food. I go with them and they get it. I don't usually get that, but it's a good deal. They get a lot of food.
I saw Sonic had a good one.
Yeah, $7.
Like everybody's got them now. I think they're trying to be competitive.
Well, I mean, prices got to come down at some point in life. I don't know when.
It's certainly not going to be gas.
I mean, back in my day, the gas was 89 cents a gallon when I was a kid.
And that 2017 photo?
Come on, man. That was a long time ago.
All right, but I can't believe Rico.
I think we got to take a break.
I almost just.
Dude, that is a guy that you like shaved the hair, bagged the bodies in plastic. Like, that is very scary.
I wasn't even actually shaving my head, like baking my head like I do now.
That is wild.
That was a long time. That feels like, I know it was a decade, but that feels like forever. That was my first ever headshot at the place I worked that has a newspaper. Well, kind of has a newspaper. Do they still have a newspaper?
It's hard to tell.
It's a headshot. All right, Jerome, you gotta go. These guys are. It's just, yeah, you gotta go.
Hey, the Jets are gonna be good this year. I'm telling you.
Not a chance.
I wouldn't bet on that.
You'll be drafting one next year.
That's fine.
You are the Cardinals.
You know the quarterback's coming out. That's sweet. Let us pick.
Allegedly,
they say that every year, Mike.
Yep, I keep hearing that.
Dante Moore, Jaden Mayava.
Hey, yeah. Take Dante Moore. That'd be awesome.
No, I'm just saying. There's 100 of them. Like so.
It wouldn't have been my first pick.
99 of them 99 could be good, and Jets would pick the 100th. That's what happens.
Arch. Watch, we'll end up with Arch. I don't really know if I want Arch.
So. Big Arch guy?
Yeah, I like McDonald's.
Jeez.
That's our guy, Mike Sautter. Hurrdat Sports NEB Preps. We'll be back to wrap up the show after this. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Are you feeling off, low energy, or sleep? At Next Gen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
Now, you mentioned growing up in a Husker household. Obviously, you've been to a couple of Husker games in your time, whether it was supporting your family or just probably going as a fan. But when you went on these other visits for recruitment, did you have any issues of packing the right luggage, making sure you weren't wearing any Nebraska gear, just because that's probably part of your everyday?
I mean, I'm wearing a Nebraska shirt right now. I'm wearing a Nebraska wristband. I'm a big wristband guy, and I used to wear on this one, other ones. And so, I went on some game days when my first few visits were game days, and I would be wearing Nebraska wristbands, and I would be wearing that stuff. And my dad kind of had to tell me, you got to stop wearing those to those visits because they may not offer you just strictly off that. And so I thought that was pretty funny. But once you got kind of like I stopped being a noob at these visits, I took off the wristbands, and I was trying not to be, favored to one school because I, grew up watching them. Brothers, dad went there. So, yeah.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. That was quite the end of the segment there with Sautter. There's a lot going on.
Just trying to get you guys some good value meals. That's all.
I love a good value meal.
Do you use the Menu Fit thing?
Menu? What's that?
It's an app where you can no. I hate how you say that.
I don't use apps for my fast food. I'm old school. I drive up, I look at the menu, I make a decision, I go.
You can save a lot of money.
Nah.
Of course not.
Just driving up, driving through.
Is there more options on the app?
Well, sometimes like you can get a special. Like the other day, I didn't hit send, but I know you're shocked.
You build all these meals and you don't ever buy them. You never eat them.
If you spent $10 at Arby's, you got a free cheesesteak.
Oh, I wouldn't eat that thing for free.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I did not enjoy it.
That's not enough flavor, huh?
I was very disappointed in that. Just the idea of eating another one is not making me not feel good right now. It wasn't gross. I didn't like it.
I got to space it out. I'll go to Golden Corral sometime next week, but then it'll be.
You want to go after the show one day?
Yeah.
Let's go. Bellevue's not too far from here.
No.
It's an easy drive.
I mean, just been around the 75.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Let's do it. Okay. Austin, you want to go to Golden Corral with us?
Wait. Can you drink there?
I'm sure people do.
You can't drink at Golden Corral. I don't think.
You can drink anywhere nobody catches you.
Is it even on the menu?
I don't think so. It wasn't the last I knew. But
there is no alcohol at Golden Corral. You could probably sneak your own in, but it's not there.
That's not even worth it.
I'm just that's the joke I was making was like, yeah, I bet people do drink at Golden Corral.
I don't think they'd kick you out.
It's just not on the menu.
Just go and hit the salad bar. Give me some boiled eggs.
Just be like, hey, stop doing that.
If you're eating boiled eggs and drinking alcohol, they might kick you out.
I just put them on my salad.
Bellevue is Rico's stomping ground. Should he come too?
Sure. I mean, the more the merrier. Why not crack jokes?
Let's do it. Yeah, we'll just have a good time. Let's go to Golden Corral next week, boys.
AJ, you can eat healthy at Golden Corral. They have salad and fruit. You can still get your wedding photo body or whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, if I'm lucky, I'd get enough diarrhea to get skinny.
Jeez, man.
It's great weight loss. I don't know why you're complaining.
The funniest thing I was thinking about.
And that's coming from the poop king himself, Rico.
You're the poop king of Carney, Rico.
That's actually really cool. I'd take that title.
Kara, I'm about to get back on here shortly.
Can we get somebody's got to come up with an image of Rico as the poop king of Carney?
Give Austin like 2 minutes.
He's on it.
Clearly, he checks out.
No, I was thinking about that the other day.
He has been unusually surly, Jibs. I don't know what Jimmy Neutron's problem is.
Mm.
He's not his normal, easygoing, lighthearted self. He's kind of more of the prickish variety.
You know, sometimes people have bad days. It happens.
You had a bad day. Oh yeah,
Daniel Powder. You know, it happens to the best of us.
No question. Are you excited for at least baseball to be back?
It's.
I am.
It's fine.
All right. What do you mean? You guys are hot.
We were hot before the break. It's a terrible time for the break for us.
Well, you never know.
I don't know, but I'm less excited than I would be if they just played through.
You were supposed to be good. Now you have a pulse, and you're like, eh.
Well, they've hurt me before. I'm a little gun shy.
Oh God.
I told you, I'm back invested. I'm paying attention.
He said they hurt me. I mean, you're still 10 games out of first place, but that's
listen,
okay.
we're talking about wild cards.
Yeah.
Talking about wild card. Half game out in the wild card. We're in the neighborhood. We're in the hunt, as they call it.
Who's the next closest threat, do you think, to the Dodgers?
Ooh, in the entire league or just National League? Everybody?
Everybody.
We're talking about everybody. Let's see here. I'm not buying the Brewers as a postseason contender.
Why?
I just don't believe it.
You think all of a sudden their pitching is going to fall apart?
I just don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. This is kind of what Milwaukee does. Really good regular seasons. They said this out loud. Their ownerships did.
I know. Yeah, that's 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it.
So like when you're kind of consciously building that way, it's like, hey, you're going to have a great time like April through September. October's not for us.
What about Philadelphia?
Philadelphia is interesting. I think they probably have the guns for it.
It's them or if the Braves
could get any kind of healthy.
Listen, if the Braves go get a frontline starter,
yeah.
And their pitching has been good. Don't get me wrong.
But they probably need like a dude.
I just think they've maximized that rotation. Yeah. If Atlanta goes and gets like Scooble,
then you're in trouble. Or you're at least.
I don't know about that.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
a lot more interesting than is right now.
I would probably say Atlanta or Philly. I don't know who in the. I guess the Yankees.
There's nobody in the AL. There's nobody in the AL.
At some point, the Yankees lineup will get healthy. They get teams out.
Yeah,
they got to pick it better. I told you about the unearned runs.
Yeah, the 50 of them or whatever out of there.
51.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's incredible. They'll at some point figure out how to hit.
They should get Freed back, right?
And they need their hammer back.
Let's see.
Kind of like Thor.
All comes back to Ragnarok.
Dude just lays in the cut. Like,
yeah. I mean, do we have time? Do we have time frames on Judge?
Kobe, what are they saying about Judge?
Because that's gonna make a difference. Are they?
What's he got? Is it a couple weeks?
Are they getting Stanton back ever? Does it matter?
I don't know. That lineup has been pedestrian. Scott, I used to like the Cubs. I don't know.
You love the Cubs.
It's not going to score enough.
Love the Cubs.
Although at one point the Dodgers did lose like 4 in a row to them, though, or 5, maybe 6.
Is Rodon coming back at some point?
Yeah,
because they've got a lot of. Those 4 guys right there. If they can get healthy, then I'm interested.
Yeah, Carol, he loves baseball. He's not close.
Who?
I thought Judge was within a month.
Let's see.
What does not close mean?
They're still doing imaging and stuff on him. So all the other guys that I was reading on just now, this was about a week ago. So right before the break, they're redoing some imaging on the rib. So I don't think he's even like in like the workout stage yet. Or Stanton, I think, is running again with the calf. So that's something. I think Freed and Rodon.
I would not expect Stanton, but that's just me.
I mean, I wouldn't expect to count on him, but you might get lucky and he's healthy at the right time. Like, I don't know. But Freed and Rodon looks like they're both throwing again. So that's positive. Judge seems like out of that group, seems like the one that's the furthest away.
So I'll still in the AL. I would think a healthy Yankees. I would assume. I mean, the Rays are always good.
Yeah, let me look at.
That's about it. Even though the best story in baseball is the White Sox.
Yeah, but that's not a real contender. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
The Rays could be interesting
because of the staff.
Yeah, I think pitching depth. I'd like them to maybe go get a bat.
Somebody needs a right-handed bat. Arise is going to move.
Yeah, I think
maybe somebody's going to go get that guy.
If you could go get
you watch, guaranteed.
If you can go get an extra bat in the lineup, that I think could make the Rays pretty interesting. There's not a lot of contenders in the AL.
Is there a team that Scooble could go to that's not Los Angeles that makes them the favorite?
Makes them the favorite? Probably not the favorite. If Scooble went to like the Phillies, I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, because they rake.
Yeah, like if you give the Phillies a frontline guy like that, we're having a very interesting conversation. That's about the only one I can think of. I mean, you talk about the Braves, probably the Braves, either the Braves or the Phillies. If one of those two teams in the NL East gets Scooble or like in that caliber of guy, I don't know who else would be available in
What,
that.
what about Scooble going to New York?
The Yankees?
Yeah.
I think the Yankees pitching is good enough if Fried and Rodon get healthy already.
Just seems like
Now, if you get
Rodon is like the wind picking up away from being injured again.
I mean, you're probably right, but if you don't get judged,
because you have to match, you need 3 front line guys to match the Dodgers staff.
if they don't get Judge back, I'm not sure that Scooble does it.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I agree.
So that's kind of my hesitation with the Yankees. But if they get Judge back and they add Scooble, like we're okay.
Judge is coming back.
Okay, but what's he look like when he comes? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, as long
not
as
only does he have to come back, he has to end up being at the level that we're accustomed to seeing him. That's the question.
So it may not so much be that Kobe as much as Scooble doesn't want to be. He's still never recovered from the arbitration.
Yeah. Well, arbitration is by far one of the weirdest things we do.
And it's set up for you to like be mad at your team.
I mean, we talked about this with Damon Williams, right?
Yeah.
Where like Major League Baseball teams go through this every year. They go through almost exactly the Damon Williams in Washington situation every year, where somebody else would definitely pay you more money. You're probably worth more money. You are contractually obligated to not get more money. And you have the added little sprinkle of, we have to talk bad about you in order to make sure we don't have to pay you more money. Here's the funny thing about baseball, right? They could just pay him more. Like if you value your player.
Yeah. And I think it's how it's set up too, right? Because the arbitrator has to hear a case of why a team doesn't think you're worth it.
Yes.
So they're just airing out.
You're obligated to trash talk a player that you need.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's one of the strangest things that we do in sports is the arbitration hearing. I understand like, hey, you want to get good value for your players and stuff like that, and you don't want to overpay, but like long term, that has to have more negative consequences than the money that you're saving. Right? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey, Tarek Scooble, we get it. You're awesome. Cy Young winner, one of the best pitchers in baseball, but we have to talk all this trash about you to keep your value down. Like, you think he's going to want to stick around long term?
Heath, what would you like to see the Cubs do, though? You know?
Well, apparently Rosenthal says the Yankees.
No, I saw it yesterday. It was yesterday mid-morning.
Oh, the update on Judge
is coming today.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I thought you were talking about Scooble.
No, I was.
I mean, people say they aren't moving guys all the time.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Like
that means nothing to me.
It's like. Well, wait, you said, and then all of a sudden an offer comes, and it's like. I mean, you got Tyon, you've got Cabrera. The Cubs just need to get healthy.
Even if healthy, do you like their lineup enough?
No. It depends, right? Like,
is there a bat out there that
what Bregman and Swanson do I get?
I mean, which ones have you gotten so far?
Streaky.
Yeah. I mean, streaky in general, even if you like streaky in general doesn't last an entire postseason.
Except if it's in the postseason.
Yeah. But are you going to get them both in the right streak at the right time?
Carol, are you a Giants fan?
No, Carol's a guy.
Carol a guy?
Shane, you poop your pants?
I could see Carol being a Giants fan.
Oh, wow. Can we, at some point when we get some downtime, I want to explain where this riff came from.
Which one?
Between Carol and Shane.
Oh, I don't know.
What it wasn't anything immediate.
Did you see?
No, it's terrible. That might be I don't even know where he gets these graphics. That is
just gorgeous. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate this one.
Rico, what's the sound effect again?
What an incredible graphic.
And you think we're going out in public together?
Austin, can you send that to me?
Why would you? What a weirdo. Why would you want that?
New profile pic for Rico.
Rico, you're right, though, Rico. You're not afraid to say, I'll be right back.
Hey, sometimes you got to handle your business.
Yeah.
Listen, some people would rather be the king of a pile of ashes rather than be the prince of a nice castle. You know.
Listen,
just want to be the king of something.
I'll let my left eye look brown before I go in that bathroom. I'm close to home. I'm good.
It stuns me that like you're just such an anti-public pooper.
Are you just shocked?
Yeah, like I understand.
How is this dude changing his avatar so fast? He can do it in milliseconds.
Like I understand.
How'd he grab it?
He probably just screenshotted.
Dang.
Like, I understand not being your preference, but to like avoid eating so that it never happens. Like
some people call that proper planning.
We're just doing a lot. Some people call that OCD too.
Proper planning.
A lot going on there.
He said because it takes milliseconds. God, I go from wanting to hug him to choke him about
What?
every 5 minutes.
What?
Did he call me a jackass earlier?
Yeah, he did.
That wasn't very nice.
What about public pooping is like so offensive to you?
Hygiene, the cleanliness.
Okay.
Scott, I don't. It's
He
never
doesn't
an issue.
eat. He doesn't eat.
It's not an issue.
Scott, he just doesn't eat.
You've seen it. Like it's doesn't come up.
Just shuts it down.
Yep.
I'm just saying your relationship with germs is hilarious to me.
Germs? You're throwing germs and bacteria in the same discussion?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Because I know you're going to go to the meat thing.
I'm just saying, like, you could, if there was any chance you would accidentally eat lettuce, you wouldn't be able to tell.
I'm just messing with you, Kobe.
If your stomach problems are from the meat that you left on the counter or from the Taco Bell lettuce that you ate. Like, you'd never be able to tell the difference. You'd be like, which version of diarrhea is
you guys,
this?
nationally, is that still a thing? Have they found the culprit?
They believe it was Taylor Farms supplied shredded lettuce to Taco Bell, which started that's the latest theory.
Boy, that would be measurable. I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that and like your normal, I left my meat out on the counter diarrhea, though.
I don't think that's what it makes me do.
You think that that's independent of the
Yeah,
meat left out?
sometimes it just hurts, but nothing has to happen. I hate how you phrase that stuff. I do, really. It truly eats at my soul, and I play it off. But I'm grinding down my back molars as we speak.
Husker P says, as someone who travels a lot, hotels are the best places. Those bathrooms get cleaned 3 times a day.
Absolutely.
I will say every
first floor lobby.
Yeah.
That's my go-to because that's the one that they think people are in the most. So it is always immaculate.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a place in Regency
that you'll go
that I pulled over and stopped in the middle of the day.
Like an emergency situation?
It's about 3 years. Yeah, it's about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like, uh-oh. And believe me, I perused.
You went full Carl Lewis?
And I was like, oh, this place is always amazing. So this was long ago enough. It was where Coach Lewis brought his team. Mike Lewis. They were staying at that hotel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know where that is. And
I was like, hey, have you guys left yet? He's like, no, we're heading over to Omaha here in a bit. I was like, all right.
Help me.
Just in case anybody saw me. What are you doing? Oh, I was just going to see Coach Lewis. That's fine. I don't know why. This is too much for pods, but I don't know what happened that day. I'm usually kind of on. That might have been a fluke. I don't know.
Yeah, just can't remember what you ate that day.
I don't. Sometimes, like rarely, but every now and again, it just like taps you.
Excuse me, it's time to go.
And I talk to I'm like, what the? Don't mind me.
Kobe, do you not go at work?
We drove by that dealership. It's a pretty dealership.
That's why he's mad at you. That it's because you didn't stop. He said that. That's why he's mad at you.
Oh, well, tell me to.
You didn't invite. He's told everybody to come out.
Nobody's like, hey, come see me.
Matt, I don't know when the Bussies is supposed to open. I have no idea.
Sasha's gonna be pissed. Shane, hit the music. Wait, did he? Oh, wait, if he's cussing, he might have. I got to go back. We were just going rapid fire.
I didn't.
I know. And if he's like that, that means he did. I have to go back and look. We were going super fast.
He's all caps. You said you were going to stop before your reservations in DMS. He's mad. Or in DMs.
Wait, what did he say?
I thought he was like abbreviating. It's all caps. Austin, shut up.
Now I got to go back. I
thought it was like a location. My bad.
He did.
He thought he meant Des Moines.
I did. But I was like, wait, that's the wrong direction for Kobe.
I think you do drugs and you just don't tell anybody.
Carol, Bussies is so good. Went a couple weeks ago and it was worth the time and money. There you go. Carol here for Bussies.
I don't think I'm driving out there for that.
No, I'm not going to make a special trip. Like if I'm
how far? What's the year?
I think it's
27.
I think it's next year. It should be done next year. I don't know when exactly, but I would imagine next year. How long does it take to build a gas station? Like, come on. I get it's an operation, but let's go.
I don't know. Longer than a football stadium? I drove by North the other day, and that thing's got some work to do.
I would guess less long than a football stadium. Football stadium seems like it's more elaborate than a gas station. What? You think a football stadium is less elaborate than a gas station?
A Buc-ee's?
A Bussies? No, you gotta. It's the weight support. You gotta support people in state. Like structurally, it needs to be a different situation here.
People who go to Bussies too often probably need weight support too.
They have a lot of fried items. They do. Yeah, you gotta be careful there. I don't think there's a lot of health food options. I don't think you have to worry about getting the parasite from there. I don't think there's a lot of vegetables to be had. If I had to guess.
Taco Bell lettuce.
But yeah, not a lot of Taco Bell lettuce to be had at Bussies.
All right, man. I'm going to next gen. I don't know what you're doing.
I need to go there at some point. I think I got to go over to Brand Goods today too. I need some new hats. Gotta get some new Omaha hats.
I was going to say I'm waiting on new Omaha gear, but I didn't know we were doing that yet.
I don't know.
Are we saying that yet?
I've got like 10 Omaha hats already.
I meant like.
Oh, I don't. No. I'm talking about like just the regular hats that say Omaha on them.
I'm talking about the O.
No, I'm talking about the city, not the athletic department. I wouldn't worry about it. You gonna be okay?
Yes.
What are you doing this weekend?
Why do you keep talking to me? Like, I clearly don't want to talk to you.
There's just a part of me that, like, I can see the look on your face. You're like, keep asking him questions. Keep asking him questions.
Actually, I'm like, shut the hell up.
No, because I see the look on your face.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Internally,
that would be that's what my response is to. That's what he's saying to you.
Austin's just on this list. Just keep asking him questions.
His name's not. Yeah, Austin would be over here.
You keep asking him questions.
Kenny's over here. Kenny's wanted to kill Austin many a days.
I think Kenny wants to kill everybody.
No.
Let's be honest.
There's a difference.
There's a high percentage of people in your life that Kenny has wanted to kill.
Yeah, probably.
And a lot of them work here. A lot of them are in the room right now.
Not you, Shane.
I'm in the other room, so.
Of course. I'm leaving.
You good?
Yeah.
I can only play the music so many times.
Hey, go ahead and play the music, Shane.
Shane, if you don't play it, Austin will steal the show. He'll play his own music. And then that'll become the funniest thing ever again. And Enrico.
See you. Have a good game.
That's the show for today. DP and I will be back on Monday. Maybe see if DP wants to talk to me by Monday. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Let me tell.
Have a good weekend, everybody. We will see you on Monday. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.